Oh, another day, another nugget. Nick Earnshaw filling in for Mike Gill once again here on the Sports Bash. Pete G, Cheap Seats Pete, on-site producing. Josh Henning back at the studio. As always, they're going to do a great job per usual. We have a great show lined up for you. We are live at Chickies and Pete's inside the Tropicana on this Tuesday before New Year's Eve. A lot to get to, a lot of birds to break down. We have some great guests on the way. Austin Krell, we're going to talk a little Sixers, too. From Sports Illustrated, he's going to join us at the top of the 3 o'clock hour. 3:30, Kevin Durso, talk a little Fly Guys, 97.3 ESPN.com Flyers Insider. He's going to join us. Football at 4 with Adam Kaplan, per usual, inside the birds. And then at 5 o'clock, One Thought Every Game with Casey Joyner. We have a jam-packed show, and we only got a couple hours to get it in. But I want to start with the Philadelphia Eagles. And we're going to be talking about this the rest of the week. And we've kind of been talking about it over the course of the past couple of weeks with the way everything is kind of played out, especially in the NFC. An unbelievable Monday Night Football game last night. Home field versus health. That is going to be the discussion we start with today, because you essentially know who the Eagles are going to play with wherever they end up. If they end up with the 2 seed, they will play the Green Bay Packers. Now, the way they end up with the 2 seed, they win against the Commies, week 18, I should say. Chicago loses to Detroit. That's how they get the 2 seed. They would play Green Bay. The 3 seed, 49ers or Rams, one of those 2 teams. Should they remain the 3 seed where they are at currently as it stands, they will play the Rams if San Francisco wins at home against Seattle, but it will be the 49ers if Seattle wins on Saturday night and the Rams beat the Arizona Cardinals. And the Rams, well, they did not look great last night. They fell to the Atlanta Falcons, almost made a nice comeback, but they fell to the Falcons on Monday Night Football. So it's getting juicy, PG, for this final week. And home field versus health is kind of the discussion everyone's been having. And you look at some reports, Mike Garafolo, the NFL Network, Zach Berman, The Athletic. They're saying most of the starters are going to rest. However, not everyone's going to rest, PG, in the final week. It seems like Sirianni's kind of undecided at the moment. He's not going to give us too much just yet. But, Pete, is it health or is it home field? Which way are you leaning? I think I know.
I think it's going to be, if you're talking about Jalen Hurts, Saquon Barkley, A.J. Brown, Lane Johnson, Smitty, I think it's health for those guys. No matter what, I think they still do have a chance, obviously. You have to play some of your guys, but I think those guys deserve the rest. And I think that it's one thing if they control their own destiny, but they don't even control their own destiny. They need some help from Detroit to win outdoors on the road against Chicago, and that's not an easy task for them with the way they've been playing. They don't have much to play for, so I think it's paramount, and especially with the way the Eagles operate, they see the value in resting their guys, so I'm going to lean towards resting some of the main guys like Jalen, Saquon, AJ.
I have been consistent over the past couple of weeks. I wanted them all to sit in Buffalo. That's how much I want them to rest. I would sit everybody. However, this time of year, you also have incentives to play for. And Saquon Barkley, he's one that needs 87 yards. 87 yards for a nice $250,000 bonus check there, Josh Henning. I know that I want them to sit. I want a majority of the starters to sit. I don't need them to play this final week. And listen, this is not an easy decision for the head coach, Nick Sirianni. I know we've been giving him a lot of grief over the past couple of weeks throughout the season this year, but this is a tough decision for Nick Sirianni because you could get a couple of more home games in the postseason, and Josh mentioned it yesterday. The Eagles have not gone to a Super Bowl, have not won an NFC championship on the road. They have won it at the Link. So, yes, you would love to have home field for a majority of the postseason. However, you sit at the 3 seed, you can still get it, I think, at this point. Because here's why. The NFC is wide open. We just saw the Los Angeles Rams lose 2 straight. They lost to Seattle, and they lost to the Atlanta Falcons. Seattle, what is Sam Darnold in the postseason? He has never done anything in the postseason so far in his career. So I think this is a wide open field. I think you could see some of the top seeds, the way it shakes out, if it's Seattle, Chicago, whoever it may be, at the top of the list, they could be bounced early on. So you still might have a shot at getting that NFC Championship game if you were to go that far at home. So that's where I stand. You got to sit guys. And PG, you and I were talking about it before the show. You brought it up to me. Again, I think we talked about it yesterday too. A.J. Brown got hurt 2023 and did not play against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, a game that they lost, a game that they fell in and did not have their top wideout. You need everybody.
And they got obliterated.
Everybody heading into the postseason. You want as healthy as possible. That's what you want to be, as healthy as possible heading in to the postseason.
I mean, some of the vets, I think, deserve the rest, right? Maybe the top 10, 12 guys, you can sit them down. But some of the other, Adoree Jacksons of the world, those guys should play.
Yeah, certain guys are going to play. I remember Josh Henning. I'll bring him in real quick. We went to the final game against the New York Giants last year, and one guy that did play was Jordan Davis.
Oh, I didn't get that invite.
We got last second tickets. It was 2 tickets.
Lost in the mail.
Oh, my
guess,
God.
right?
Everyone's getting their feelings hurt, not getting invited to things. I mean, geez, there's only so many tickets to go around. But, Josh, we saw a couple of those guys play in the final game, like the Jordan Davises of the world. Jordan Davis has elevated himself maybe to get a day off here in the final week. But what say you hanging with Henning? We'll hang with you for a second and get your thoughts. Is it health or home field?
Listen, first of all, I just want to say that it was ironic that me and Mike Gill literally had this conversation with people getting their feelings hurt because of today's social media world. Before you guys came on today, shout out to Mike Gill, so doing some work on his day off here. But I
saw Mike Gill last night doing the Blue Coats game. By the way,
well, he's a busy guy.
I know,
Popping around.
But to your point about the rest versus listen. I think that you don't want to – it's a catch-22 because on one hand, you don't want to completely ignore the reality that you have a chance at a better seeding, right? You have a better chance at a better seed when it comes to the postseason. Remember, you're the 2 seed last year. You get the number 1 seed knocked out. But on the other hand, you know what? The Eagles have never made a Super Bowl run when they played the final game of the season. The starters, at least.
Here's my thing, right? I trust them on the road. They've beaten good teams on the road. They went into Kansas City. They went into Tampa Bay. They went into Buffalo. They won those games. Now, yesterday was too close, or 2 days ago, I should say, too close to call at the end for the Philadelphia Eagles. Way too close for my liking. However, they have been really good on the road since 2021. Nick Sirianni's 30-13 on the road. They have a good record. I trust this team on the road. And by the way, I don't think it's a strong NFC. It's so wide open. I think they can go in and beat anybody.
Well, and who's to say, Nuggets, that things fall as they are right now and the 1 seed winds up being Seattle, which it is right now.
Yes.
Seattle could get clipped like we saw last year, and all the Eagles need to do is go into Chicago, Soldier Field, beat the Bears, and guess who hosts the NFC title game if that happens?
Right.
Lincoln Financial Field.
I know. That's what I'm saying. So it's very wide open, in my opinion.
But really quick, you need a
what's
lot
wrong
of
with
things.
that, Henning? What's wrong with that scenario?
You need a lot of things to fall into
no,
place.
you don't.
Yes,
no,
you
you don't.
If you're the 3 seed.
It happened last year.
No. Do not revisionist history. Last year, you're the 2 seed. Did you not, yes or no?
But you can become the 2 seed by going into Soldier Field and beating the Bears in the divisional round.
So as it stands right now, Seattle is the 1.
Yes.
Chicago's the 2. Eagles are the 3. Carolina 4. San Fran 5. Rams 6. And Green Bay 7. That is your playoff picture as it stands heading into Week 18 this weekend. That's how it stands right now. The NFC is so wide open. We're seeing the Falcons beat the Rams last night, and it could change dramatically after this week. I am not going to put all my eggs in the basket to hope the Detroit Lions beat Chicago. I'm just not. I understand they're going to play hard, and Dan Campbell's going to bite kneecaps off. That's great and all. That's great in theory. They are not a good enough team. I think Chicago will find a way to win Week 18. And, what are you going to go into Week 18 starting everybody and then scoreboard watching, seeing Chicago go up 15 over Detroit because they can't stop anything, and they take them out real quick?
Chicago's lost 3 in a row, if I'm not mistaken. So
they're due.
They need a win. They need to feel good going
Well,
into the
you can
playoffs.
say they need a win, but they're also a team that has been very, very, very hyper careful with their injuries. Remember, they sat half their wide receivers last week in a game they quote-unquote must win, right?
So why shouldn't the Eagles sit their guys this week?
But see, that's where, to me, the conversation is two different conversations. The one part of the conversation is what should the Eagles do? And the other part of the conversation, what is everybody else going to do? You're making it like, the Lions beating the Bears is like not very likely. When you go through last weekend, I believe the stat is that, 10 out of 16 underdogs all covered or won last week in the NFL? Right now, this time of year, guys are making business decisions. Look at the NFL teams. Trevon Diggs just got released by the Cowboys. Why? Because he has a $1 million roster bonus for every game he's on the Cowboys roster. So the Cowboys are saying, we don't want to pay you $1 million. Get out of here.
609-403-0973. Home field or health? Where do you stand on this issue heading into Week 18? It's something we've kind of discussed a lot throughout the past couple of weeks. And also, I'd be remiss. It's about to be New Year's. We're heading into 2026. This year flew by. So with that, on the text board at 609-403-0973, health or home field, let me know your thoughts on that, as well as give me a Philly sports New Year's resolution for one of the teams. I also want to hear that heading into 2026. I know Josh is laughing. I know he's got a ton of resolutions for every single team.
Well,
you want to give me a Union, a Philadelphia Wings?
I don't
care.
I'm not doing Union.
And it has to be something that's hard to achieve, right? It can't be something easy to do. That's not really a resolution, right?
Yes.
It's got to be something that's difficult to achieve.
My only question is, are we talking about hard to achieve in terms of like literal achievement, or hard to achieve in terms of someone putting aside their ego?
I knew he was going to go there. I knew Josh was going to go there with egos and guys thinking they can fix everything. Something that's hard to achieve and something that hopefully you're willing to put past you and go forward and make yourself better next year. That's what I'm looking at. That's what I'm looking for.
True definition.
Yes, that's what I'm looking for.
Everyone can just lose 20 pounds. That's not hard to that's not hard to do. That's not really a resolution.
So, text in your Philly sports resolution for 2026 and home field versus health. What are you prioritizing heading into next week? 609-403-0973 is how you jump aboard. We had a great text board conversation yesterday. We got a ton of texts. Let's get a few more today. Nick Earnshaw filling in for Mike Gill. We are live at the Tropicana at Chickies and Pete's. We're going to have a fun show overall. But I want to get back to the health and the home field discussion, PG, because this is probably one of the biggest decisions Nick Sirianni has had to make as head coach, one of the more difficult decisions he has had to make throughout his tenure in Philadelphia, because last year was kind of cut and dry. They had already clinched everything. They had the second seed. They could take a week off. The only thing that people were criticizing him for was to go for the single-season record with Saquon Barkley. That was the criticism last year. The year before, probably shouldn't have played A.J. Brown. Seeding was a factor in that one. So this one's really tough because you could get the 2 seed, maybe get an extra playoff game, and also get a favorable matchup in Green Bay. But if you look at the flip side, the NFC overall is kind of wide open. You're going to have to play one of these teams at some point anyway if you were to move on in the postseason.
And what we saw from Sunday, we talked about it yesterday, some of the stingers that these guys took, Jalen Phillips, Smitty, Saquon got up a little gimpy at one point. I mean, that's possible. That's a big thing.
Can I say how relieved I was that they were only stingers? Because I was having like mini heart attacks over and over again when I saw Jalen Phillips go down. I saw Saquon go down. Devontae Smith go down. I saw all these guys start going down. I'm like, oh, my goodness. Are they going to get out of Buffalo slipping and sliding up there healthy?
It's a long season, man. And don't forget, this team played up until February 6th or whatever it was last year.
Well, I mean, they
didn't have a long offseason.
I mean, Pete, if you look at it over the past couple of years, right, you played Tampa. Then you went to a Super Bowl. Then you played Tampa again, and then you won a Super Bowl last year. I mean, they've had some deep playoff runs and some longer seasons than most teams over the past couple of years, and majority of the team is still intact for the most part, especially on the offensive side. So guys are going to be banged up at this time of the year. That's just how it goes in the National Football League. I think with the extra game being added now, Week 18, you want to get everybody healthy. You want to sit everyone down, feel good. Don't play Jalen Carter. He got his reps last week. You're good to go. Lane Johnson should be nowhere near the field. Nakobe Dean, do not test that hamstring. Nothing. Nobody should be playing. And you want your starting quarterback who just finds a way to step up in the big moment, win the big game quarterback in Jalen Hurts. You want that guy healthy and running around in the postseason. I don't want to see him just sit in the pocket all the time and be boring. And we'll get into the offense in a little bit, but you need that guy throughout the postseason. I want to see him take off. I want to see him be able to run. I want to see him be mobile. You sit him down. I am a big Jalen Hurts guy. I think most people know that by now. I'm a Jalen Hurts guy through and through. However, this week I'm calling for Tanner McKee. I'm going to call for Tanner McKee this week because I want to see the starters be healthy. Now, you can't sit everybody. You only have a 53-man roster. You can't sit everyone. I understand that. But the main guys, your big money guys, the guys that are going to get you to the postseason and get you through the postseason, hopefully to Santa Clara, where we're going to be at in a couple of weeks, you want those guys to sit down. You want them to be healthy and right as you make this playoff push.
And guess what? We've seen the Eagles' offense drop 30 points on the Commanders 2 weeks ago. Is that really going to change people's mindsets heading in to the playoffs if Jalen Hurts and A.J. Brown go out and drop 30 points on Josh Johnson?
Yeah.
No.
I mean, I think this team can beat the Commanders with backups.
With Tanner McKee, with Tank Bigsby.
Yeah. Let Tank get some run.
Darius Cooper.
Yes. Let Jahan Dotson get a big game against his former team. Let those guys have it. If you want to put Saquon in for a couple plays to get his bonus, I'm even okay with that. I'll give you that.
Let's be honest. Saquon's going to probably lose yards on that bonus.
Yeah. I mean, do you want to put him behind an offensive line, a bad offensive line?
No.
I mean, they haven't been great anyway all year, so it's not like there's going to be much difference for the most part heading into this week. 609-403-0973. We're talking birds. We're talking everything today. But the main discussion, and for the text board, home field versus health. Where are you at? Home field, health, also your 2026 Philly sports resolution. And my goodness, the text board is lighting up. Jack and CMCH, why is this thing we're going to sit our starters and still win against Josh Johnson and the Commanders? Are you kidding me? We can't win with our backups against this Commanders team, question mark. Pete.
I mean, it seems like he's scared of Josh Johnson.
No, it sounds like he's assuming that the Eagles should win and that they don't,
he thinks they can beat, yes. Like his thing is they can beat the Eagles with their backup.
To which I don't think, again, I'm going back to the stat. I don't think it's fair to assume that just because the better team's going to be on the field, I mean the other team's going to lay down and lose. These guys are playing for, Nick, you mentioned contract bonuses. You know, they're playing for, jobs next year. These guys are going to lay down. Like, you don't think Josh Johnson's like, dude, if I don't have a good game against the Eagles, I'm not going to get a job next year.
Well, here's
that
my
guy's
thing.
been on about 15 NFL teams, so he's always
Here's my thing, though, with that, all right? I don't care if the Eagles win this week. I want them to win. I would love to see them come away with a victory.
Well,
but I don't care about their seeding. I'm fine with them being the 3.
But that's
my whole point.
Right, that's what I was saying before to you, Nick, that if you're taking the position that you're not worried about the other stuff, then yes, you just sit the guys and don't worry about it. But
Now-
if you have any thought of going for the 2 seed, then that can't be your mentality.
No,
But if the Eagles held the tiebreaker and they controlled their destiny,
it'd be different.
then you're going to play your guys.
It'd
correct?
be a little bit different.
Yes.
If you win and you're in, you're the 2, that would be a totally different scenario. However, you're depending on the Detroit Lions, who have been knocked out against the Chicago Bears. I don't see it. I think you should prioritize health heading into the postseason. We just saw this team win a Super Bowl prioritizing health over a record last year. This year's a little bit different, but it's kind of the same in the sense of, what are you going to prioritize, 1 seed over being the 3? I'm not there. Being the 2nd seed over the 3, and a lot has to go right for you to do it, and you're going to risk guys getting hurt this late in the year before your postseason run. I'm not taking that chance.
Well, I
will
would
not
say
take that chance.
I would just say the other thing is that I think that if you look at the NFL schedule this weekend, the NFL is telling you what the Eagles are going to do. Because if the Eagles were going to play their guys, this game had enough meaning, they wouldn't be playing at 4:25.
Right.
They put all the important games Saturday and Sunday night. All the other games are just guys finishing out the schedule for the most part.
Don't you love how they put Chicago and Detroit at the exact same time as the Birds?
Well, they always
Of course
do that. They always do that kind of
So,
stuff.
teams
Love it.
are forced to play their
Exactly.
starters.
So
Yep.
guys, they try
Love
to
it.
force teams
theory.
into
Yeah.
doing the right thing.
Yeah, don't you love that? We know it's not on purpose. We know.
Which what happened last night, Atlanta winning. Now, if Tampa wins against Carolina on Saturday night, that doesn't mean that they win the division. They have to wait on New Orleans, Atlanta.
Yeah.
Correct.
But if Carolina wins, they win the division.
Yes.
Correct.
So Carolina could end the whole thing and keep it essentially
And
where
by the
it
way,
stands right now.
if you remember, Raheem Morris, the first job he was ever fired from was
Saints?
Tampa Bay.
Tampa
okay.
Bay. Yep,
You don't
that's right.
think as part of Raheem Morris that's like, I want to ruin those guys' lives.
Listen, I'm sure that's across the NFL. Guys want to end some seasons, end some end some careers this year. I'm sure they do, So that's where you're at. 609-403-0973. We'll get to more of your text on the other side. But also, I got a question for Pete and Josh. I want them to give me an Eagles figure, a coach, a player, a security guard. I don't
Big
care.
Dom? Is Big Dom allowed?
It could be. That's up to you guys. I'll give you mine. Who needs to have a strong playoff start for the Eagles to go deep into the postseason? We'll talk about all that and more. We'll get to your text. Nick Earnshaw filling in for Mike Gill here on the Sports Bash, live from Chickies and Pete's inside the Tropicana. You're listening to 97.3 ESPN. All right, we are back broadcasting live. Chickies and Pete's inside the Tropicana. Another day, another nugget. Nick Earnshaw filling in for Mike Gill on this Tuesday afternoon, December 30th, 2025. 2025, it's counting down. We're counting down the hours now, Pete G.
2 more days.
Day and a half, right?
Yeah,
About
less
day and a
than
half.
2 days now, yeah.
Pete Giordano, Cheap Seats Pete, on-site producing, Josh Henning back at the studio. And I said on the other side that I wanted to discuss one individual, one figure with the Philadelphia Eagles that needs to have a strong playoff start for the Eagles to go deep into the postseason. And I'll give you mine right off the bat before we get to Pete's and Josh's. It's the easiest one for me. It's Kevin Patullo. It's Kevin Patullo, the offensive coordinator. He needs to get off to a strong start in the postseason. That first wild card weekend game, they need to come out gunslinging, kind of like they did against Buffalo, but not shy away from it in the second half. And I want to hit on something. He talked earlier today. All the coordinators talked. Vic Fangio, Mike Clay. Kevin Patullo had an interesting answer when talking about the run game. And this is why they need such a strong start in the postseason, and he needs to get his head out of his rear end because this is an unacceptable answer from Kevin Patullo. Here's what the offensive coordinator had to say earlier today.
I mean, there was a couple plays where we were just running to run it, right? And so we got to do a good job of making sure we put everybody in the best position to do what they need to do, and then we have to execute that play once we get those called. So, some runs are, hey, we're running it no matter what. Some other things have some options off it. Just depends on how the play goes in.
Did you hear the beginning of that? We're running it to run it. We're just going to run it to run it. We're just running it for the heck of it. I mean, that's just unacceptable heading into Week 18 from a defending Super Bowl champion offensive coordinator. I can't. He needs to have a massive, massive, massive start to the postseason.
I will say it's a slight mischaracterization because he is not a Super Bowl champion coordinator.
Well,
he is a Super Bowl champion coach.
He is. But they are the defending Super Bowl champions.
The team
defending Super Bowl offense.
The offense is.
He is a champion as well. Unacceptable. That's unacceptable coming from him. The fact they're still trying to figure out what they are offensively, I mean, is a disgrace at this point in the season. It just is. And obviously, and Josh, this is the most obvious answer. He has to get off to a good start in the postseason. Now, is he going to come up and flip the script? I doubt it. But they need to get off to a strong start. I need to see some form of identity, a little bit of gunslinging from Jalen Hurts, kind of like the way they started against Buffalo, a little bit more aggressive from my estimation in the play calling, a little more feel, rhyme, and reason to your play calling. I need to see that in the first playoff game. Have to see it. He has held this team back so much, and it's not just him. I know there's other unmitigating factors, or mitigating factors for that matter, that this offense has been held back, but he is the number one issue, in my opinion, that has held this team back. He must get it together. We can't just be running it to run it to start the postseason. It can't happen.
The pushback to that is he calls the play, right? But once that ball is snapped, it's out of his control. That's where execution comes into play. That's where the offensive line getting pushed back comes into play. Cam Jurgens whiffing on a block comes into play.
There were multiple blocks
Devontae
whiffed on
Smith
Sunday.
Dropping a pass comes into play.
And that's why
Once that ball is snapped, it's out of Kevin Patullo's hands.
And listen, that's why I said there's other factors at play here. It's not just KP. I'm not saying it's just him. Right. I think he's the number one cause of this entire problem because the offense has no rhyme or reason. I don't know what their offense is still heading into Week 18. They've won the division. Great. I've seen them kind of find an identity early on in games and then fade away like we did in the Buffalo game, like we saw then. And he talked about, too, I don't know if you have this, Josh, still, but he also talked about the second half offensive issues coming down to first down issues. Listen to KP on this one.
We're still going through some stuff now as we speak. And really when you look at it is the amount of drives we had and plays and some of the starting positions. It was the first down thing again. We had 4 drives where we had inefficient first downs, put us in 4 second and longs. And then from that, we were in 3 third and longs. And, when you're doing that, when that's happening, it's going to be very hard to move the ball.
Yes, it is, especially when you keep calling the same play over and over and over again on first down.
Can I say really quick, please give me 20 seconds here. This is my problem with him. He's Captain Obvious here. We all know. Oh, what a concept. I've watched football my entire life. Some of us have played football, right? If you don't get some yards on first down, it's going to be second and long. Like, I don't need Kevin Matullo to explain it to me.
No, and I can't understand it, and they continue to call the same plays. The run pass, the predictability factor also plays a factor into this as well. But that's my first one. Sorry, I went on a longer diatribe than I thought there. I got fired up. It gets me fired up. I just get nauseated when I hear him talk. PG.
Well, I mean, you were calling for Jeffrey Lurie and Howie Roseman to strip play calling duties.
I was. I still think they should, but they won't do that. All right, Pete. If you had to pick one Eagles figure, like I said, it could be a coach, player, security guard. It could be anybody who needs to have a quick start and a fast start in the postseason.
Well, it only took one game for me and everyone else to realize how grateful we are to have this guy on our defense, and that's Jalen Carter. I mean, the game that he had against Buffalo, blocking that field goal, and then that one just massive sack that we saw against Josh Allen, who barely ever gets sacked.
Yeah, he got sacked 5 times.
Got sacked 5 times. But Jalen Carter, and what he did in the playoffs last year, I would love to see a fast start from him, take control of that defensive line like he did last year, and get off to a quick start and catapult this defense into the next round. Jalen Carter for me.
I like it. And it felt like he didn't even take any time off against Buffalo.
No.
They inserted him right in, and he was good to go.
Not to mention, this season's he had the shoulder surgeries on both shoulders, so this season has not been as good as he was last year.
He made a critical block on an extra point.
Yeah.
That helped them. I mean, that was huge. So it's a good one, Jalen Carter. Josh, I'll get yours as well.
Listen, I just for the sake of giving a different name, because I love both of the people you guys mentioned. I've also been an anti-KP guy from day one. I've been a Kevin Patullo hater since the moment they named him for the job. So I fully embraced the dark side before Nick Earnshaw decided to wear the all black today as he's down there Chickies and Pete's
quarter zip
in Atlantic City.
They asked me if I was here to fix something, by the way, when I walked in. So
nice.
Bad job on my
Fix
part.
the Eagles offense.
Yeah, can you fix the Eagles offense?
I wish I could fix it. I wish I had a magic wand.
But I also like Pete's answer because Jalen Carter is the kind of talent that can make or break a game. Like
he's a game wrecker. Yep.
Right. So it's like, that's a great answer. So I'm going to give a different name that neither of you mentioned, just because I want to mix it up, okay? I am going to go with the offensive line because,
you're giving us 5 guys instead of 1.
Yeah.
All packed into one, though.
Not the burger. I mean the 5 guys in the offensive line there. It's the idea that Jeff Stoutland is supposed to be this great future Hall of Fame coach, right? How is he having guys missing blocks? How are guys not the fundamentals? I mean, Stoutland said it during the Hard Knocks episode last week.
Yeah.
He was saying, we got to get back to fundamentals. Well, he weren't doing fundamentals in Buffalo. No. I need whoever's out there, Lane Johnson, Fred Johnson, Tyler Steen, Cam Jurgens, Brett Toth, Landon Dickerson, Joy Mailata, and a partridge in a pear tree. Block the man in front of you. What a concept.
It's a crazy concept. Who would have thought? Who would have thought that heading into the year, the offense would be the issue for the most part? And that's where we're at this point. 609-403-0973. We'll read some text. Also, by the way, the 2 p.m. hour of the Sports Bash is brought to you by Shop. Their lineup of new pre-owned and certified pre-owned Hondas online at boardwalkhonda.com. I want to get to the text board. Also, remember to text in your 2026, it's New Year's, your 2026 Philly Sports New Year's resolution. All right, getting to the text board. Ray in EHT, he's saying, I'm at a split decision like you guys. We maybe play them the first half and let them rest the second half and don't scoreboard watch. Even as a number 3 seed, we're in a pretty good position. So I don't know, man. This is a very tough question on what you should do. Rest them or start them?
I don't think it's very tough. I mean, we just went over the first segment why it's not very tough,
Ray
right?
can't figure it out right now. He's having a tough time. He's just undecided at this point.
It's okay. I understand where Ray is coming from.
No, I mean, yeah, we all get it.
You negative Nancy's can be on your pedestal.
being negative?
We all understand where he's coming from. It is a bit of a tough decision, but, I mean, this is how they operate. They don't like to play their guys when, preseason, Jalen Hurts, he never takes a snap. And they rested their guys last year. Saquon had a shot at history. They didn't care.
I gave you guys the stat. Every time the Eagles made a Super Bowl run, they have rested their guys the final game of the season.
And
you don't think Nick Sirianni knows that stat? Just
of course
like
he knows.
Oh, he knows.
Of course
he knows.
Yeah, he's got a whole chart.
He knows. Listen, it's not an easy decision for Sirianni. I don't. This is one of the harder decisions.
Do you think so?
Yeah, I don't think it's an easy
I think
decision.
sitting Saquon was hard last year, too.
I agree with Henning. I think that was harder. This year, you don't control it. You have to worry about Detroit.
I understand that, but if you play them and you get the twos, I'm playing devil's advocate. I think they all should sit. I've said they should sit for 2 weeks, but I think with the seeding and getting the home
to go down
game,
to the 5th seed. You don't care.
Oh, I don't care. I think they can. I think they can make a run, and I think top seeds are going to be knocked out early this year.
Yeah.
That's my opinion on it.
it's a
But
weird
If the Rams can stop throwing interceptions and tackle anybody,
Matt Stafford's throwing pick sixes.
I mean, good grief! I mean,
lost his MVP.
After last night's game,
he's going to have to play in Week 18 to get that MVP back.
Oh, he lost it already. To me, it's
You
gone.
think so?
It's
Even if he
gone.
plays in Week 18 and he puts up good numbers?
Listen, Rob Motti came out with the stat last night where he said that 80% of the players who have won the MVP have been the 1 or 2 seed in the playoffs.
But his numbers, at 42 touchdowns and 8 picks? That's MVP worthy.
Yeah, but he's fading down the stretch, man.
He definitely
That's
is.
a bad look.
Not good.
You know who
Not good.
You know who my MVP is? He ain't going to win it, but my MVP?
Who's that?
Christian McCaffrey.
Well, that's
Don't
probably
hate that.
Offensive Player of the Year,
Yeah.
right?
I mean,
They'll
that
give it
dude
to a
has
running back.
carried that team this
He
year.
has.
yeah.
I feel like it's been a little bit quiet for San Francisco as well. Like they've kind of quietly hung under the radar, and
That's why they scare me, man.
playoffs. Yeah. I hear you. All right, 609-403-0973. Let's get to a couple more texts before we head to break. No name to this one, but it's good text. You can rest players on defense. They deserve it. They've earned it. Every single offense player should start the game and try to get things right for at least half of that football game. Now, listen, the defense does deserve the day off, but so does the offense. You want your guys healthy. I'm not playing them at all in this game. You want your entire roster good to go for the postseason to make a run. And like we've talked about so far throughout this show, in past shows as well, when and Josh keeps bringing it up, when they sit their starters, they can go on a run. That's just it's a fact. They can go on a run. All right, Dan and EHT, absolutely health. Defense travels, road won't matter with this Eagles team.
I agree with him. I think the Eagles can go into any venue and win.
I think they can
proved
too.
it all year. Arrowhead, Buffalo, Lambeau.
All right, Greg and LBI. Go for the home field. Bears losing isn't that much of a stretch. Resolution. Flyers make it to the second round of the playoffs. That's
I
a
love
good
that.
New Year's resolution there,
that.
Greg. Shout out LBI there. All right, another text. UPS Jeff, you are going to sit these guys after what I watched. They need to play.
That's the old school coach.
I love it. Old school mantra is,
Somewhere John
play
Madden's
these guys.
smiling.
Yes.
Is it going to give you more faith in this team if they go out and drop 30 on the Commanders again?
No.
No.
I'm not playing them this week. I'm sitting as many guys as I possibly can. As many key guys as you could sit down, you sit them. You get them healthy for the postseason, you go on a run. And by the way, remember, there's an extra game. They added this game a couple of years back, remember? I don't love the health aspect of this whole thing. Guys are banged up at this time of the year. I used to be like, yeah, play them. No, sit them because you have the extra game, because you're going to have to play 3 games to get to the Super Bowl. You don't have that bye. Create your own bye with the extra game. Do it. Get yourself right. That's what needs to happen for this Eagles football team. 609-403-0973. Jump in. We're getting into the Eagles. Health or home field. That is what we're talking about today. Also, your 2026 Philly sports New Year's resolution. Give me
I got
that
a good
as
one.
well.
I got a good one for the
We'll
Birds.
get to Pete's on the other side. How about that? We'll do that. We'll also start talking a little Sixers because Austin Krell is going to join us at the top of the 3 o'clock hour, and he wrote an interesting article in Sports Illustrated regarding Joel Embiid. I can't wait to get into that with Austin at the top of the hour. We'll wrap up hour number 1 on the other side. Nick Earnshaw filling in for Mike Gill on the Sports Bash live at the Tropicana inside Chickies. And Pete, you're listening to 97.3 ESPN.
and the 97.3 ESPN free mobile app.
All right, welcome back in. Nick Earnshaw filling in for Mike Gill on the Sports Bash today. We are live at Chickies and Pete's at the Tropicana in Atlantic City. Pete G, my on-site producer, alongside Josh Henning back at the studio, doing a great job holding it down as always. 609-403-0973 to jump aboard. Also, 2 p.m. hour of the Sports Bash is brought to you by The Shop. Their lineup of new pre-owned and certified pre-owned Hondas online at boardwalkhonda.com. Pete, what's your New Year's resolution for a Philly sports team heading into 2026? What do you got for me, Pete?
I'm going straight to the Birds. It's been a topic all season long. Can we get Jalen Hurts a competent offensive coordinator for more than one season?
That's
Shane
beautiful.
Steichen, Sirianni, Brian Johnson, Kellen Moore, Kevin Patullo. Can we get an OC in here to maybe buy a house, unpack, settle down,
Stop renting.
Yeah.
stop renting, buy a house, and be here for the long term because this defense is ready to go. I mean, we are on the precipice of a dynasty here, back-to-back champs, and the downfall of this team would be the offense. I think we would all agree with that.
Yeah.
And, next year and going forward, can we get a stable, consistent voice in Jalen Hurts' helmet every game?
I love it. What a diatribe by Pete G
You like
right
that?
there.
Yes.
They need a Vic Fangio
They
on
do.
the offensive side. That's what the Philadelphia Eagles need. You need some consistency from the offensive coordinator spot, and they just have not had it, and he hasn't had it throughout his career. All right, 609-403-0973. Going to read a text before we hit the break at the bottom of the hour. We have been flying through this first hour with a lot of birds, a lot of texts as well. Get in your 2026 Philly sports team New Year's resolution. Steven AHT, he's chiming in on the text board. He put it in all caps. He's fired up. You got to play the starters. 2 seed is huge. Hurts and Sirianni 0-2 on the road and 4-0 at home. Need the home games. Plus, if you get the number 2 seed, there's a good chance you get the NFC Championship at home. So I hear you, Steve. I hear you. There's a lot of things I got to go right for the Birds to get that number 2 seed. Need the Detroit Lions to beat Chicago. I wouldn't want to take a chance on the Birds' offense, top guys getting hurt, defensive side as well. I don't want them to get hurt. I want health going into the postseason. I think this NFC also is wide open. Things can happen really quickly, like Atlanta beating the Rams last night. Teams are struggling, and I don't think there's one team that stands out more than the other in the NFC. I think you could see a top seed, a couple of top seeds go down early in the postseason. So that's where I'm at with the Philadelphia Eagles at this point. I would sit everybody. Health versus home field is what we're talking about today. But at the top of the 3 o'clock hour, we're going to talk to Austin Krell from Sports Illustrated. He put out an article about Joel Embiid that I know is going to ruffle a little feathers because some people want to say, oh, Joel Embiid's better when he's on the floor, or he's not better when he's on the floor this year. What say Austin Krell? He dove into it. We'll ask him about it on the other side. We'll also get into the Flyers in the 3 o'clock hour. Kevin Durso, 3:30, 97.3 ESPN.com. Flyers Insider.
Oh, we got a little orange and black on today?
We're going to go right into the Xfinity Mobile Arena
What
the
a
entire 3 o'clock hour. I can't wait to talk Sixers, talk Flyers. We're going to get into all of it on the other side. It's going to be a great, great time. I can't wait to talk Sixers. We talked a lot of Eagles. It's time to talk about the other 2 teams playing right now, heading into the new year. Austin Krell, Sports Illustrated, joining us on the other side. Don't go anywhere. 97.3 ESPN.
It's Sixers Grizzly tonight on 97.3 ESPN with the voice of the Sixers, Tom McGinnis, calling all the exciting play-by-play action.
Rises for 3, it's in the air, rimming no Embiid with a rebound, he puts it back up, it's good, and he's fouled! Joel Embiid is back, he puts it in!
It's Sixers basketball tonight. Coverage begins at 8 p.m. on South Jersey's radio home for Philadelphia 76ers basketball. 97.3 ESPN.
Score a touchdown when you bank with Jersey Shore Federal Credit Union. Catch lower rates on loans and higher rates on savings. You'll cheer when you don't have to pay a penny to get your own money since they offer 85,000 surcharge-free ATMs. Get the details or open an account online with just a $25 minimum deposit at JerseyShoreFCU.org or swing to a branch in Northfield, Galloway, Hamilton, or Rio Grande. Federally insured by NCUA, Equal Housing Lender.
2 hours ago, Kyle arrived at the bar.
Hey, what's everyone drinking?
30 minutes ago, Kyle got his friends another round of drinks.
Cheers!
5 minutes ago, Kyle decided to drive home drunk. A minute ago, a law enforcement officer pulled up behind Kyle.
Sir, have you been drinking tonight?
A chain of events that began 2 hours ago is about to change Kyle's whole world. Drive sober or get pulled over. Paid for by NHTSA.
Welcome back to Winter Hack Radio, the place for clever hacks to survive the season. Icy driveway? Well, try spreading sand or birdseed to help with traction. Snowy puppy paws? Well, grab a whisk, brush it off, done. Catch COVID-19? Well, just get...
Actually, there's no hack for COVID-19. But if you test positive, prescription medications for COVID exist. Ask your doctor if they're right for you. Visit PfizerForAll.com to learn more. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Sal Vulcano, Everything's Fine Tour. One hilarious night of brand new stand-up material from Sal Vulcano.
Don't lie to me. Tell me the truth about Thunder. Did you tell me it's God bowling? I took that information to school. I got my ass handed to me.
Sal Vulcano live. Saturday, February 28th, Ovation Hall and Ocean Casino Resort. From Impractical Jokers and the Hey Babe and Taste Buds podcast, it's Sal Vulcano. On sale Friday, August 29th at 10 a.m. at theoceanac.com.
Contact Tax Relief Helpers for details and restrictions.
Hey, Max Relief here. Did you know your tax debt is growing every minute? Look, it just grew again. Penalties and interest are added every day to your debt, and the IRS will take aggressive actions to collect. To protect yourself from garnishments, levies, and liens, call Max from Tax Relief Helpers at 800-718-0153 or visit max.taxreliefhelpers.com. If you owe $10,000 or more in tax debt, our licensed tax professionals are ready to step in immediately. Tax Relief Helpers negotiates with the IRS to settle your debt for less. Call 800-718-0153 now. At Tax Relief Helpers, we start every case with a real conversation. Your tax debt is personal, and your solution should be too. The IRS isn't waiting. Every second matters. Visit max.taxreliefhelpers.com now or call 800-718-0153. When tax brings grief, call Max Relief.
For Max Relief, call Tax Relief Helpers.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/radio to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments including pills, chews, and more. 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/radio. That's hims.com/radio. HIMS.com/RADIO.
Each year in clearance time at Bridgeton Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram, your hometown dealership. We treat you like one of our own. Right now, get the 2026 Jeep Wrangler Sport 4x4. Lease it for $299 a month with $35.95 down and 5,000 miles a year for 36 months. Tax and fees not included. We've got the perfect new vehicle waiting for you, backed by hometown service you can trust. It's clearance time, but hurry, these deals won't last. Visit 820 North Pearl Street in Bridgeton. Se habla español. Bridgeton Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram, where family drives with family.
Get your game on at the Fanatic Sportsbook in the gallery at Ocean Casino Resort. Go to Ocean Casino Resort. Go for the win. For more information, visit theoceanac.com.
Home of the Philadelphia Eagles.
They got him again!
Sixers.
Bang! It's good! Ball game!
And Flyers.
Tipped in front of the net!
97.3 ESPN. WENJ. WENJ HD. Millville, Atlantic City. A Town Square media station serving all of South Jersey. This is the Sports Bash with Mike Gill on 97.3 ESPN and the 97.3 ESPN free mobile app. Now live from inside the Ocean Casino Resort studio, here's Mike Gill.
Welcome back in. It's the Sports Bash. Nick Earnshaw filling in for Mike Gill once again today. We are live at Chickies and Pete's inside the Tropicana in Atlantic City. Had a spirited Eagles discussion to start the show. The text board has been lighting up. We'll get to your text a little bit later on, but we have a jam-packed 3 o'clock hour. We're going to talk about the residents of Xfinity Mobile Arena, and we're going to start with the Philadelphia 76ers. Great guest joining us now from SI.com. He covers the Sixers for them. He's covered the Sixers for a while now. I love his work, and he put out a very interesting article about Joel Embiid. Austin Krell going to join us here on the Sports Bash. Austin, you put out the article. I thoroughly enjoyed it regarding Joel Embiid. And are the Sixers actually better without him was the question of the article and the thesis. Austin, are the Sixers actually better without Joel Embiid?
I think in all the proof out there, statistically, I think the answer is pretty clearly no. They're not better without him. And I know that there's an argument to be made for, chemistry and his inconsistent availability. Is his contract so undesirable that there's an opportunity having him on the roster because of how inconsistently he's available? All of that is valid. It just can't be proven. And all the things that can be proven largely suggest that Joel, even in his maybe declining state, if you will, or state, is still a valuable piece for this team.
Now, one aspect of the article that you took a deep dive on was the scoring efficiencies. They all seem to favor Joel Embiid in this case. Talk to me about what went into this deep dive into showing the analytic part of Joel Embiid and how he still makes a massive difference to this team when he is on the floor.
So I kind of just got tired of seeing all the people online being like, are they better without him? And it's worth having more. And I was sort of like, we're all pondering an argument that we're kind of just offering opinion at, but not really proving. And so I wanted to actually answer the question, like, these are the facts behind it. Is this true or not? And all of the data that I found in Excel was pretty favorable towards Joe. I think in the scenarios when he's not having efficient shooting nights or what have you. And don't get me wrong, he's not the efficient scorer and shooter that he had been, 2 years ago when he was in the prime MVP candidacy. But even his teams are giving him the attention that an NBA would get, and as a result, the guys are more open. They are making the distribution of 3-point accuracy and shots at the rim is much better with Joel on the court. So even if he himself is not score, in the form of 33 points a game on high efficiency, the team as a whole was still functioning better with him. And there's a whole side of the argument of well, why can't they win Paul and Tyrese together? That's valid. I haven't done that. But I'm inclined to think that some randomness, some things that will get straightened out as they play more together, but play more together.
Austin, let me ask you about, I guess, the Sixers' style of play with Embiid on the court and without Embiid on the court. I think pre-Edgecombe, Maxey, and Grimes, I think we would all agree that that's their style of play and that's how they have to roll. But I think with the addition of these 3 guards, especially Edgecombe, I guess, what's the advantage of not having Embiid on the court when they can just get the ball and go, as opposed to with Embiid on the court kind of having to wait for him to get up the court, set up your offense, and do it that way?
I would say the big advantage is you're probably more without Joel in the sense of like he is a heavy mid shooter, and as such, that kind of robs you of some of the analytic efficiencies that teams would prefer. Like him taking more, the team is taking less threes or less shots at the rim, and so when you take him off the court, he is therefore taking. The team is there. The team is therefore taking more threes, more shots at the rim because a heavy mid-range shot. With Joel on the court, I think the answer is you're getting out. It's covering up a lot of your first shot. Teams are not rebounding. The Sixers are rebounding better on the defense than before. You're shutting teams down after the first miss and getting out and going in transition. There's also the turnover aspect of it where they commit more turnovers with him on the floor. So does that actually hurt the offense? Of course, it hurts the offense. But all in all, I think the style is just probably healthier for analytics. The quality of what you're getting shot-wise with Joel is probably better.
All right, I think we're having some technical issues with Austin Krell. We'll get him back in just a second here. But, he's talking about, the 76ers as a whole. And I think we're going to get in with him in just a minute if we can get him back in here. Regarding when they play all of their top guys, and we got Austin back here. I think we got him back. Austin, can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
Oh, I was muted, maybe.
No, he's not. Let's see if we got him. Austin, you got me?
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we got you now. All right, much
Awesome.
better. That's awesome. All right, Austin. So kind of bouncing off that, the Sixers have really struggled with Joel Embiid, Paul George, and Tyrese Maxey. Haven't won a game when those three play together this year. Does that kind of go with the camaraderie aspect and them not getting on the floor all at the same time?
I think that is probably part of it. I also think that we kind of we're very hungry to slam on, this is the problem button, when in reality, like sometimes they're just, it's random. Like the games they've played together, they're 0-4 when all three guys play together. They've lost to the Lakers by 4. They lost to the Nets. They lost to by 8. They lost to the Bulls by 7. They're not getting like destroyed in these games. And so I think what you can conclude on that is, like, number one, they need to be better. There needs to be more cohesion for sure. But also, it's just there's a little bit of randomness from play to play. They're like 1 or 2 shots away or possessions away from winning those games. Now, it's only 4 games. That is not enough to prove anything in either direction. But I would say with the talent on the floor, with the shooting that those 3 guys have over a larger scale, they should be able to, trend positively. The problem being is they just haven't so far.
Austin, I wanted to ask you about when you might have covered this earlier on. When Embiid does not play, the combination that Nick Nurse kind of usually goes with is Dominic Barlow and Drummond in the front court. I guess what's the benefits of that? Obviously, rebounding for Drummond. I mean, he's been great this year, but kind of what's the benefits of that, and kind of what other players benefit from those 2 guys in your front court when Embiid does not play?
So I think when Joel is not playing, you have a well-defined understanding of these are what these 2 guys, Drummond and Barlow, for example, are very good at, and this is what they're not as good at. And so, whereas with Joel, it's like, how's he feeling tonight? Is he trusting his knees tonight? Is he making movements tonight that could cover up some more of the issues that we think he has? And so as a result, like you're a little bit more unsure of what you have to do as the 4 other guys in the lineup. When it's Drummond definitively, and when it's Barlow definitively. Like, okay, Barlow can defend the perimeter. Drummond cannot. He cannot guard in space the way the way that Joel can sometimes, and the way that Barlow can. We know we have to be more inclined to help on the driving lanes and keep people out of the paint, and be more aggressive in that regard. And so as a result, you're creating more turnovers. I do think the one thing that they've done well, or they've demonstrated well, that I would like to see them expand upon, is they will take Joel out of the pick and roll, the primary action, and they will put the likes of George and Barlow into that action instead, and therefore they can switch that better, and it makes it's harder to get into the paint when you're switching that instead of Joel just sitting in the paint and dropping back. I think they could try to experiment with that with Drummond. I think it would work less because Drummond, I don't know, I believe he has the better feet, or is just able to move as laterally as Joel can from time to time. But I do think you have a firmer grasp of this is what you get out of Drummond and Barlow compared to what Joel can be from night to night.
We're talking to Austin Krell, covers the Sixers for SI.com. Austin, we're talking about a little bit Andre Drummond right there. The resurgence from the three-point line has been unbelievable for Andre Drummond. What do you make of the way he's been able to come back to the Philadelphia 76ers this season? Had a big game against the New York Knicks just a couple of weeks ago, hitting a lot of three-pointers. What do you make about what he's been able to bring to this team, especially in the absence of Joel Embiid, getting all those boards per game, but also making amends on the offensive side too?
One of the things that I've been really impressed by with Drummond is he is able to dig into the ground and really hold his space better at the rim than he was last year. That probably has something to do with the toe that ailed him a lot of the season. He is drawing a lot of like loose ball fouls and over the back fouls. And like while in the moment it doesn't seem like much, those add up over the course of a quarter because the limit's 5, and then suddenly you're in the bonus. And so he's getting these smaller bigs that need to use more pushing and force to move him. He's getting them into foul trouble. He's getting the opposing team into foul trouble, and that is helping. It's helping the Sixers offense just by getting additional possessions, by getting to the free throw line earlier in quarters. That's one of the main things. And then I think what we're seeing with the 3-point shooting is like Nurse has historically been the type of guy to be like, I understand OG Anunoby isn't a great decision maker with the ball in his hands or a great playmaker, but if I give him this volume of pick and roll touches, I'm going to get a better defensive player out of him, and that's what I want first and foremost. And so Nurse is sort of, I think, dipping into a similar strategy with Drummond where, I don't think anyone would say like they want Andre shooting a lot of threes, even though he's demonstrated some aptitude in making them this season. But I think Nurse's logic is if I give him more freedom to shoot threes, I'm probably going to get a more locked-in version of him on defense. And I think the more you can motivate Drummond to defend, the more you can motivate him to rebound, the better for this team.
Austin, I wanted to ask you about Jared McCain and kind of Nick Nurse's usage of him. He returned from that injury, the hand injury, which was good to see, but his shooting numbers are still not back to where they were last year during that great rookie campaign. What are your thoughts on McCain's future and kind of how Nick Nurse has been using him as of late?
Well, I think one thing that is kind of abundantly clear is he says he's healthy. Everyone says that he's feeling better and he's feeling good. I don't know that he has total command of his burst yet, the way that he did before the injury last year. He's not really as well using the threat of his shot to open up driving lanes. He's not really beating guys off the dribble as much, and he's throwing up a lot of these kind of wild scoop layups that in some contexts can go down, but in the way that he's sort of just running away from defenders and throwing them up haphazardly is not effective. The shot still has not come back yet. That should come back with game speed. I trust his mechanics. I trust his preparation and his touch. As time goes on and he gets more acclimated and gains his speed for the game back, that should go down. But at the moment, I mean, they really do need him. I mean, the reality is that the sixth man spot on this team is probably a little bit open competition, given that Quentin Grimes has fallen off quite a bit, and Jared has not done a lot to rise above the rest.
Austin, when it comes to Kelly Oubre and Trendon Watford, they're still injured at this point in the season. What do you think they will bring when they get back to this roster? And how do you think Nick Nurse is going to utilize Oubre and Watford when they do get back?
Well, I think for one, it's going to help the perimeter defense. Kelly's wing defense has been tremendous. They could use him as a cutter more. They could use him as just an aggressive guy in the paint. One thing about Kelly is even though he only goes to his left hand, he's aggressive and he will fight through and he will earn his way to the stripe. And he's also a very committed defender. He draws charges. He draws loose ball fouls. He blocks some shots from the weak side. He's doing a lot of the things as a wing defender that you need him to do. I think him and Paul paired together makes this team deeper. I would be curious to see how Nick goes about adjusting this rotation, just because Kelly going out kind of coincided with Paul's return. And so we haven't seen any of Paul and Kelly together yet this season. And I do wonder, does that mean Dominic Barlow is sent to the bench when Kelly comes back? And does that mean that he has an opportunity to play some backup five? I'd be curious about what they do there. As for Watford, I think he kind of just mimics a lot of the motions that Tyrese has gotten so used to in the two-man game with Joel. A lot of their dribble handoff stuff, he knows pretty well, and just an all-around glue guy. He was amassing triple doubles before he got hurt. The shot was falling a little bit. He had a tremendous feel for the game, for the floor. And I think when you have a guy at his size who can kind of pass and move the way that Watford can, it makes your offense a lot more dynamic because he can see over a lot of the guys that he's passing over. You can't really cloud his passing vision because of how big he is.
Austin, it was funny. I was watching the Eagles game on Sunday, but then I was kind of flipping through watching the Sixers game, and at halftime they were down by 2. And I'm like, wow, they're really hanging tough with OKC, best team in the league. And then 20 minutes later, I checked the score, and they're down 20. And it's another third quarter. I don't know if you call them collapses or just, they're just not the same team in the third quarter. And I'm wondering what the numbers are showing you with these third quarter drop-offs. It's now December, and the third quarter thing is still happening. So, what say you on the third quarter stuff?
I think the thing that I've seen from their third quarters is largely they get very conservative with the play call. They run a lot of their dribble weave stuff, which I call is just run time offense. It's not really progressing the ball towards the basket or creating shots, just kind of eating time off the shot clock. And they do like that offense because it transfers the ball safely from player to player. But in my opinion, I think you need to be earlier in the clock, looking for shots aggressively, because the earlier you are in the clock, the less set the defense is and the less constrained you are for what the shots you need. So I think that would help. I also think that we've made such a deal out of it, fans, media, and the like, that the players are probably thinking about it a lot too, and as a result, pressing more. And so I would wager that it's probably a psychological thing as much as anything, that this keeps happening. And now I get it, it's not random anymore. They've been doing it all season long. But I can't sit here and say that there's a firm reason or explanation that is clear from game to game as to why it happens.
So just one of life's mysteries, huh?
Yeah, it's who knows why they fall apart in the third quarter. It's just an anomaly, to say the least. Austin Carell, SI.com, covers the Sixers. Before you get out of here, if you're a Sixers fan, what should be the outlook for the rest of the season? I mean, they've kind of been healthy. They've had guys in when they've had the 3-guard sets, when they've been playing through Maxey and Edgecombe. They've been very successful, but they've also been successful with Joel Embiid on the court, and that was your article today. What is the outlook, if you're a fan, heading into the new year?
I think the outlook, if I'm a fan of the team, is they've beaten Orlando, they've beaten Toronto, they've beaten Boston twice, they've beaten the Knicks, they've beaten basically 4 of the 6 teams that are currently in front of them in the Eastern Conference play-in picture or Eastern Conference playoff picture. They have a resume of that is pretty good of beating those teams, and they've done a lot of that work without Joel. And so I think now is the time for the team to get him on the court consistently, stop being so conservative with his injury management when you can help it, and get some rhythm here. Because I think there is some upside for this team to tap into. And between Edgecombe, Maxey, and just some of the other pieces they have, I think there is excitement there should be some excitement for this team. I mean, they were 5 games above 500 a week ago, and then now they've slipped a little bit. But I mean, I keep thinking back to 2017-18 when they had Ben Simmons his rookie year and Joel's second year, and they had gotten Redick. Like they kind of were hot and cold for a lot of the season, and then over the last 20 or so games, 30 games, they became really, really good, and they were really, really fun to watch by the end of the year.
Austin Krell covers the Sixers for SI.com. Austin, I'm glad we got that resolved in the beginning. We figured it out, and you gave us some great insight on the Sixers heading into the new year. Happy New Year to you. We appreciate you taking a couple minutes to jump on with us.
No problem, guys. Thank you, and Happy New Year.
All right, there's Austin Krell, SI.com. I mean, we've talked to a few of these Sixers guys. We had RB on last week, PG. I mean, there should be a little bit of excitement with this Sixers team. I mean, come on. You're not getting excited? Get excited.
I can't. I'm not there yet. I am excited about Edgecombe and Maxey getting that all-star recognition.
32,000 votes ahead of Jalen Brunson right now.
I just got to keep my expectations low.
Just keep them relatively, mid. All right?
Yes. I'm not going to do that to myself again.
Sixers play the Grizz tonight, 8 o'clock. I think it's a Peacock game tonight. National game for the Sixers. They're getting a lot of national games lately. No Christmas Day game, but they're playing nationally. All right, we're going to stay at Xfinity Mobile Arena. On the other side, we're going to talk about the Fly guys. We went from Sixers. We're going to talk about the Flyers. Kevin Durso, Flyers Insider, 97.3 ESPN.com. He's going to join us to talk about the Flyers. All right, I'm Nick Earnshaw, filling in for Mike Gill on the Sports Bash, live from Chickies and Pete's inside the Tropicana. You're listening to 97.3 ESPN.
Tomorrow, bowl season continues.
Get your taste buds all fired up.
First, Iowa faces Vanderbilt in the Relia Quest Bowl at noon Eastern. Then, it's Michigan, Texas in the Cheez-It Citrus Bowl.
Hey, you already know what it is, man. Don't take this opportunity for granted.
It's bowl season, and it continues tomorrow on ESPN Radio.
It's college bowl season tomorrow afternoon on 97.3 ESPN.
Brought to you by First Bank of Sea Isle City.
Coverage begins at noon.
Take the winning drive to RK Kia of Vineland, where you get RK coverage, no charge. RK does it right. RK Kia of Vineland. MyRKKia.com.
Running a business means wearing multiple hats. So if you're like me, you probably started out using your personal phone, taking client calls and texts nonstop. As my business grew, I needed something smarter. That's when I switched to Quo, the #1 business phone system. Quo works right on your phone or computer. No carrying 2 phones, no clunky landline, just one easy app you can try for free. Your team can share one number and handle calls and texts together like a shared inbox. Any teammate can jump into the conversation so customers get faster responses. And Quo's AI assistant summarizes your calls and responds to customers 24/7, so you never miss a lead or opportunity. All this starts at just $15 a month. That's basically 2 coffees. You can even keep your current business phone number. Find out why 90,000 businesses trust Quo. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try Quo for free at quo.com/sports. That's quo.com/sports to try Quo free. QUO.com/SPORTS.
Hi, I'm Larry Mintz. When dealing with a workers' compensation claim, in most cases, the injured worker doesn't get the money they're entitled to. That's why you need the right lawyer. When injured on the job, call us first. We'll speak with you for free and get you all the money and benefits you deserve.
Make the right call to Golden Bird Mackler. Call us at 609-344-7131. That's 609-344-7131. Or visit us online at gmslaw.com.
Protect your vehicle's engine with Syntec and O'Reilly Auto Parts. Syntec Premium Full Synthetic Motor Oil is formulated for today's engines. Right now, get 5 quarts of Syntec Full Synthetic and a MicroGuard Select Oil Filter for just $32.99. Limit supply. See store for details. Choose Syntec exclusively at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Ring in 2026 at Nola's Bar and Lounge at Ocean Casino Resort in Atlantic City. Make this New Year's an unforgettable night and enjoy a premium hosted bar and live music all night. Whether you're dancing the night away or toasting with friends, Nola's Bar and Lounge at Ocean Casino Resort is the place to celebrate the beginning of the new year. For tickets, visit theoceanac.com.
Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/radio to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments including pills, chews, and more. 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/radio. That's hims.com/radio. HIMS.com/RADIO.
Contact Tax Relief Helpers for details and restrictions. Hey, Max Relief here. Did you know your tax debt is growing every minute? Look, it just grew again. Penalties and interest are added every day to your debt, and the IRS will take aggressive actions to collect. To protect yourself from garnishments, levies, and liens, call Max from Tax Relief Helpers at 800-718-0153 or visit max.taxreliefhelpers.com. If you owe $10,000 or more in tax debt, our licensed tax professionals are ready to step in immediately. Tax Relief Helpers negotiates with the IRS to settle your debt for less. Call 800-718-0153 now. At Tax Relief Helpers, we start every case with a real conversation. Your tax debt is personal, and your solution should be too. The IRS isn't waiting. Every second matters. Visit max.taxreliefhelpers.com now or call 800-718-0153. When tax brings grief, call Max Relief.
For Max Relief, call Tax Relief Helpers.
With GMF financing, to qualify buyers excludes Traverse and Corvette, excludes prior sales.
If you're looking for a new or pre-owned vehicle, get to Bennett Chevrolet now during our year-end blowout and save up to 20% off that new vehicle you've been dreaming of. Yes, Bennett is selling new vehicles at true GM supplier employee prices. Plus, you keep all the rebates, saving you as much as 20% off any new vehicle purchase. And with Bennett's available 0% financing, you'll save even more. Looking for pre-owned? Bennett's got a great selection, and we'll give you a minimum $10,000 no matter how bad your trade-in's condition. Yep, I said a minimum 10 grand for any piece of junk you bring us, however you bring it. Imagine how much more Bennett pays for good trades. And whether you're looking for new or pre-owned, there's never any hassles, never any haggles, and never any sales pressure, because our sales staff is paid based on your satisfaction, not how much you spend. Together, let's drive. Bennett Chevy, Egg Harbor Township, and BennettChevy.com.
It's the Sports Bash with Mike Gill.
And I am the voice of the voiceless.
On 97.3 ESPN and the 97.3 ESPN free mobile app.
All right, welcome back. Nick Earnshaw filling in for Mike Gill on the Sports Bash today. We are live inside the Tropicana at Chickies and Pete's. Speaking of Pete's, Cheap Seats Pete on-site producing for me today. And Josh Henning back at the studio. Great conversation with Austin Krell about the 76ers. Now we move to the other team. That's in the Xfinity Mobile Arena. They share it with. That is the Fly Guys, Philadelphia Flyers. They play tonight against the Vancouver Canucks. Rick Tockett's old team. Can he get revenge tonight? Let's go to Kevin Durso. He's going to let us know all that we need to know. 97.3 ESPN Flyers insider. Durso, Fly guys, I mean, they have had a great year, to say the least, so far. It's been a fun, exciting time. If you're a Flyers fan, they've been playing hard, they've been playing fast, and they've been winning hockey games. Durso, one guy that came up on December 9th is Carl Grundstrom. I mean, 3 goals in 3 straight games. He's been unbelievable, okay? What do you make of his play so far since he came up?
Well, he's kind of the perfect guy for the role that he's in, on the fourth line. You don't need, you're not looking for the offense you're getting from him. It's not expected. You just need a guy who can kind of maintain play when that line is out there. And what they had going for most of it just wasn't cutting it. Nick Delorier is what he is. Garnet Hathaway's had a down year from what he was for the last 2 seasons. So you inject some life into that line and get some better performances out of the other guys on it as a result. I can't believe that I've made Carl Grundstrom a player to watch in a game. I never would have expected that in one of my game previews, but he is tonight because since that call up on December 9th, he leads the team with 6 goals. So you're getting offense from this guy. He's finding his way to the net. He's got some speed to his game as well. He really fits the role of a prototypical fourth liner. And to be honest, one of the things with him that's important in this is kind of to remember how you got him in the first place. That was a throw-in to get rid of the Ryan Ellis contract. So you were just trying to free yourself of a contract that you didn't want on the books anymore. He's a throw-in piece, and now he's actively contributing to helping you get points in the standings, whether it's, he scores what turned out to be, actually it wasn't, it was a late goal changes. It was almost the eventual game winner against Vancouver last week. He scored, I think he had the game winner against San Jose, his former team, on the day that he was called up. He's had, he scored a game-tying goal against Carolina that helped you get a point in a game. So he's helping you get points in the standings, too. So that's more than you could ask for from a guy who was a throw-in in a trade.
Durso, what is wrong with this power play? 16% success rate. They were 0 for 3 against Seattle, and it's really killing them. I mean, and when you look at teams around the league, the good teams on the PP around the league, they seem to have like a good quarterback of the power play, right? Is that what the Flyers are missing on this power play? Is it having both lines being able to score for you? And number 2, is the fix on this roster, or they really have to look outside externally to fix this PP?
Yeah, I don't think the problem is necessarily the quarterback at the top necessarily, because I think Drysdale does a good job of keeping the puck moving. The biggest problem they had against Seattle, and Rick Tocchet kind of said it was the one criticism he had of the game, was too much perimeter play. If you play to the outside the whole time, then you're not going to get anything of quality toward the net. You need to have somebody, to me, maybe the biggest issue with the power play, or one of the biggest issues, is net front traffic needs to be improved. So you take the goalie's eyes away, maybe get something that goes in your favor, whether it's a bounce, a deflection. They just don't score enough of those goals to make it effective. So that's probably the area that needs improvement. Is the fix on the roster? It could be, honestly, because one of the big criticisms of the power play has kind of been, why is Matvei Michkov on one unit and Trevor Zegras on another? Why not put those two together and maximize creativity? You could certainly try that, and why they haven't when you've had games go by the wayside where your power play could change it. The game probably on Sunday looks totally different if they can get one of those power play goals early before eventually Seattle takes the lead in the second period. Another game that comes to my mind is the game against the Rangers a couple weeks ago. You have 2 overtime power plays, 4-on-3, and you're being too passive. You're standing on the outside. You're not moving your feet. You're not changing any angles there. It makes it really easy for a goaltender to play against a power play like that when it's easy to track where the puck's going. The power plays, the best power plays that you're referring to, yeah, they have a good quarterback, but they also have everybody else kind of quick, one touch, move the puck with speed. It takes away the goalie's eyes just as effectively as having a guy in front of the net, because the tracking becomes harder. You're going, the east-west plays as opposed to having to constantly stay, in your lane and keep that tracking directly in front of you where it's easy to see and everything's right there for you. So those are the things that I would be trying to improve. They definitely need to just, from an execution standpoint, be better, but they could also mix some things up with the units if they wanted to try to maximize creativity and see if it can be more effective.
We're talking with Kevin Durso, Flyers insider for 97.3 ESPN.com. One name that's interesting, that's drawing a little bit of attention to see if he can maybe get an extension here is Christian Dvorak. I know you were writing about it the other day on 97.3 ESPN.com, Kevin. Where does that stand right now, and where do you think the Flyers see him going forward in the midst of this so-called rebuild, but they're in the playoff spot right now?
Yeah, I think eventually this gets done. It sounds that way. The big line, it's been talked about whether they were going to extend him or not for a little while. But the big line that kind of came out of Elliot Friedman's report last weekend was that, from league sources anyway, teams don't expect him to make it to market. And that kind of tells me that they're already moving along with this. And I understand, like, the fan response has kind of been on the negative side to this because he's going to be 30 years old in February. It's not a prototypical rebuild move. The reason why I have an understanding of this is that I don't know who takes his spot right now. I don't know anybody in the system right now who comes in. The free agent market has dried up heavily, so you're not necessarily – he's probably one of the top 2 or 3 centers on the market as is, and now they're saying – people around the league are saying don't expect him to make it to market either, because once you have something, you don't want to let it get away. So at the very least, they're going to look to stopgap him in there because he's been so effective. He plays well in Rick Tockett's system. He already had familiarity with Tocchet coming in, and he's put up some points. And the fact of the matter is that if you can keep this on the affordable side of things and you're not really blocking anybody in, because I just don't see it from anybody else. Jet Lachenko's not taking that step that says, hey, I got to be on this roster next year. And the other guys they have at center, they got some good prospects that are, some of them are playing in World Junior Tournament right now, or, a guy like Jack Nesbitt, who they drafted last year. They've got, Jack Berglund's playing in World Juniors right now, who's captain of Team Sweden. That's obviously a high mark for a player to be a captain of a World Junior team. They're not on the cusp of being on the team, though, either. They're not next year material. So because there's nobody knocking on the door, the Flyers are exploring this because really you want to stay effective. You want to keep things moving in a positive light. If they weren't in a playoff spot, and let's face it, just about everybody is in a playoff spot or in playoff positioning right now where a run can get you there. But if they weren't holding an active playoff spot in top 3 in the division, they might start thinking the other way about this if it keeps going the other direction. But they're trying to do something here this year. They want to be as competitive as possible, and this is what helps them, and it'll help them be competitive in the short term for sure, while they try to figure out what the long-term solution is at center.
All right, more of the juicy stuff. Matvei Michkov, center of attention.
Mm-hmm.
I think fans like to zoom in on every little turnover and misstep he's been making this season. Is that fair? Probably not, but did he come into camp and the season, out of shape and not conditioned? Yes, I think we can all agree on that. But, what's your read on Michkov, this situation this season, and his relationship with Rick Tocchet, because we've seen those guys kind of go back and forth on the bench a little bit. But what is your read on Matvei Michkov's situation and what he can kind of do to get better, especially with this long Olympic break coming up here in about a month?
Yeah, you guys are talking about one of your poll question is New Year's resolutions, right? Like the New Year's resolution for the Flyers is that Michkov kind of, I don't want to say buys in, because it's not that he's not bought into what they're trying to do, but he needs to, from a personal standpoint, be in better shape when the time comes. And he wasn't when the season started. I think he's learned a valuable lesson. And it's hard to recover from that once you're in the throes of the season. There's just not a lot of time to make up for it. He's going to try his best with that Olympic break for sure, but you got a long way to go before you get to the Olympic break, before we're still talking meaningful hockey after the Olympic break. So they have to get there first. And he's had his ups and downs this year. He's had games where he looks like the player that you saw last year as a rookie. He has games where he's completely invisible sometimes, and he's making key mistakes that you can't overlook. I don't get a sense that there's any problems here, though, within the organization. Like, he's admitted his mistake of not being in the best shape coming into camp, and therefore for the early part of the season and trying to recover from that. He's already admitted that. The exchanges between him and Tocchet on the bench, they happen all the time. It just happened that cameras caught that particular one. He did it with Tortorella last year too, and there were no problems there. He actually said Tortorella is one of the best coaches he's ever had. So if that's the case, then the back and forth shouldn't worry anybody. The organization isn't down on him just because he had a slow start or anything like that. I keep coming back to, Connor Bedard didn't have a great sophomore season either in the NHL, and this year has been tearing it up prior to his injury. sometimes year 2 is just a struggle because there's more information out there for teams to focus in on you. He's clearly the guy that everybody focuses in on, even if he's having a down year. It still is somebody that they want to take away because the skill set is still there. And as long as he wants to try to get crafty with things, as long as he wants to try to make east-west plays or be skillful, people are going to take advantage of that because it can be easy to goat you into a mistake a little bit and pull you in for, I'm trying to do something that last year nobody knew I could do. This year, everybody knows I can do. So that's what needs to be worked on. But I don't get a sense that there's any problems within the organization about what's going on, and that part resolves itself. And as long as everybody's happy with everything going on behind closed doors, then I know the noise that's out there. I know the numbers are down. I know the usage is in question. And I understand why isn't he playing with Zegras on a power play when you're ranked where you are on the power play? Or why isn't he out there in overtime? I get those arguments, but at 5-on-5, I do not see a problem with his usage and his ice time when he just simply hasn't commanded it over other guys on the team. There are other guys. I mean, you can argue, we talked about Carl Grundstrom at the top. There are games where Carl Grundstrom is demanding ice time over Michkov based on how he's playing that particular night. And sometimes, Michkov just has to do it for himself. He's got to earn that ice time and really kind of stake his claim to being played more at 5-on-5, and that's all there is to it.
We're talking with Kevin Durso, Flyers Insider, 97.3 ESPN.com. You can check out his game preview against the Canucks for tonight's hockey game at 10 o'clock, late one. They're on their Disney on Ice road trip as of right now. But Kevin, I want to talk about the goaltending situation and Dan Vladar. He has been awesome this year. However, they've kind of caught lightning in a bottle with him. He's on pace to eclipse by a mile starts in a season. Should fans temper their expectations heading into the new year, or is this something they're just going to ride with him until the wheels fall off?
Well, they're definitely going to ride with him as long as they can. Temper your expectations. I don't think that's difficult for Flyers fans over here when it comes to goaltending. You're always a little cautious about. I mean, let's do it this way. Think about the reaction that a Sam Ersson start gets right now versus 2 years ago when he took over for Carter Hart when Carter Hart went on leave. And it was like, well, that's fine. This guy's playing great. We trust in this guy. And 2 years later, it's how much longer do we have to put up with this? That's the way the fans react anyway. Now, he had a really good start in his last start out there against Chicago, and that can quiet things down for a little bit, but he's got to step up and earn his part of this and kind of complement what Vladar is doing. Like, they lost the game that Vladar started on Sunday. And aside from, and it's funny because the mistake that I'm going to reference that Vladar makes isn't, it's not a positioning thing or a save that you need to make. It's a turnover behind the net that proves costly. And he hasn't made many of those mistakes either, but those are, few and far between usually with goaltenders if you make a mistake like that and turn the puck over behind the net versus I didn't stop a shot that I should have. He was perfectly fine in that game. The rest of the team kind of was more of a letdown, kind of getting going and things like that. So, interestingly enough, now he's getting the start tonight, which comes as a little bit of a surprise just because, they're playing Calgary tomorrow night. That's his former team. To break up possibly a 3-4, it does set him up for a nice break before they play a high-powered offense in Edmonton to close out this road trip. So that may be part of the equation as well. So you're just hoping that he keeps following up these games. One of the things that the Flyers have not done a lot this year going into tonight specifically is they have not lost back-to-back games in regulation much this season. Once, in fact, all season long. And it was early November, so they've gone nearly 2 months without losing back-to-back games in regulation. You don't want to start that now, especially against a team like Vancouver that you feel like you have some points up for grabs. So Vladar's going to have to be a key part of that in this game for sure.
All right. Kevin Durso, Flyers Insider for 97.3 ESPN.com. Always appreciate you. Love your breakdowns, as always. I love the Instagram reels. When a Durso reel comes up for a pregame or a postgame, I'm always tuned in. Durso, thanks again. Happy New Year to you. Thanks for taking a couple minutes to break down tonight's game and the Flyers heading into 2026. We appreciate it, man.
My pleasure, guys. Happy New Year.
All right,
hey, Kevin.
There's Kevin Durso.
I could have gone another hour.
Flyers Insider, 97.3 ESPN.com. His game preview is up on the site right now against the Canucks.
There's a lot of juicy stuff with this team.
They're flying high.
Stuff, that transcends, I think.
Yep.
You don't have to be a hockey guy to have an opinion on this Michkov situation.
Yeah, he's having a sophomore slump right now. It's as clear as day. Came in this season, not in the best of shape, but we'll see. The Flyers they're playing well, and they're looking to bounce back against the Canucks tonight. All right, we'll wrap up the hour number 2. That flew by. We went Sixers. We went a little Flyers. We'll get to some of your texts on the other side. Football at 4 coming up as well. Nick Earnshaw filling in for Mike Gill here on the Sports Bash live at the Tropicana in Chickies in Pete's. We'll talk to you on the other side. Nick Earnshaw, stay tuned. 97.3 ESPN.
It's Sixers Grizzly tonight on 97.3 ESPN with the voice of the Sixers, Tom McGinnis, calling all the exciting play-by-play action.
Rises for 3. It's in the air. Rimming no Embiid with the rebound. He puts it back up. It's good, and he's fouled. Joel Embiid is back. He puts it in.
It's Sixers basketball tonight. Coverage begins at 8 p.m. on South Jersey's radio home for Philadelphia 76ers basketball. 97.3 ESPN.
You don't want to miss final year-end pricing. Now at RK Kia of Vineland. Brand new Kias, $199 a month. $199. Lease new 26 Kia K4 LXs from just $199 a month. $199 for 24 months. New front-wheel drive 26 Kia Sorento S, just $388 a month. $388. Final year-end pricing at RK Kia of Vineland. Need credit? We work with all types of credit situations. Plus, you get RK coverage, no charge. Ding repair, tire repair, wheel repair, windshield repair, and more. No charge. You don't want to miss final year-end pricing. Our lowest prices of the year. Brand new Kias, $199 a month. During the Kia Season of New Traditions sales event. RK Kia of Vineland. RK does it right. MyRKKia.com. MyRKKia.com.
To qualified buyers, plus tax and title. For details, call 856-641-1111 or MyRKKia.com.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You sort through tons of resumes and you get too many so-so applicants. You're just waiting for someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now, there's a place where you can meet them fast. ZipRecruiter.
Need to hire right away. Start your search for strong candidates. The right fit awaits. Build your team. Build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. And you're on your way to meeting your match. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. So try it now. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
Jersey Cow, a great place for the family to hang out and eat ice cream. Northfield and Absecon locations are open every day from noon till 10 p.m. and Brigantine is open 2 to 9 p.m. 7 days a week. Come with family and friends while cozying up with a cone next to our heaters. Enjoy seasonal winter flavors like peppermint stick, peppermint bark, and winter barn. At Jersey Cow, everything is homemade, small batch, right here in South Jersey with only the best ingredients. Ice cream is a year-round thing at Jersey Cow.
2 hours ago, Kyle arrived at the bar.
Hey, what's everyone drinking?
30 minutes ago, Kyle got his friends another round of drinks.
Cheers!
5 minutes ago, Kyle decided to drive home drunk. A minute ago, a law enforcement officer pulled up behind Kyle.
Sir, have you been drinking tonight?
A chain of events that began 2 hours ago is about to change Kyle's whole world. Drive sober or get pulled over. Paid for by NHTSA.
Xfinity is the network you can rely on. Like a close friend who will give it to you straight. The friend who will tell you that new haircut, it's not great. Friends make sure friends get good haircuts. And Xfinity makes sure you get a good deal on Wi-Fi. Xfinity gives you reliable fiber-powered Wi-Fi at our best price. This holiday season through January 4th, get gig speed Wi-Fi for just $50 a month for 5 whole years. No strings, no commitments. Just super fast, reliable gig speed Wi-Fi with our best equipment and unlimited data included. Save yourself from questionable decisions and save over Verizon and AT&T. Xfinity, imagine that. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and auto pay with stored bank account. Taxes and fees extra. Xfinity Internet powered by fiber and connected to premises by coaxial cable. Actual speeds vary.
Right now at the Home Depot, shop appliance savings and get up to 40% off select appliances like Samsung. Upgrade your kitchen with the Samsung Bespoke 4-door refrigerator. Now featuring the dual auto ice maker with Sphere Ice, only at the Home Depot. You'll have perfectly chilled drinks for every gathering. Shop appliance savings now at the Home Depot. Offer valid December 11th through January 1st. U.S. only. See store online for details.
Take the winning drive to RK Kia of Vineland, where you get RK coverage, no charge. RK does it right. RK Kia of Vineland. MyRKKia.com.
You're listening to The Sports Bash with Mike Gill on 97.3 ESPN and the free mobile app.
Welcome back in. It is The Sports Bash. Mike Gill is off today, heading into the new year. Nick Earnshaw filling in alongside Cheap Seats Pete Giordano filling in alongside me. Josh Henning back at the studio. We just talked a little Sixers with Austin Krell at the top of the hour. Got some Flyers insight from our 97.3 ESPN Flyers insider, Kevin Durso. Great stuff as always. I want to get back into the Eagles. We got football at 4 coming up. Adam Kaplan, powered by Inside the Birds. We're going to talk about that Bills game, look ahead to the Commanders as well. And also, I want to read a text. Danny HT, he gave his Philadelphia sports resolution. The Eagles and Phillies winning titles in the same calendar year in 2026. The Flyers and Sixers, I love them, but they're still irrelevant. I mean, come on, they're both in playoff spots right now, Dan.
Well, I mean, that could have happened last year in 2025, but, Phillies lost to the Dodgers like, they had to do that, huh? It was all up to the Phils.
Don't go back to the bad memories there, Pete. Don't go back. Oh, that was awful. But 609-403.
Ryan Kirkring, is he? What's his New Year's resolution?
Yeah, what's his resolution? Throw the ball straight. That should be his resolution. 609-403-0973. Get him in. We'll read some more in the 4 o'clock hour. We also have Knicks Nuggets coming up as well. And by the way, the 3 p.m. hour is sponsored by Broadleys Plumbing, Heating, and AC. Broadleys is your trusted source for heating and plumbing service and installation for generations. Call them at 609-390-3907 or visit them online at broadleys.net. So, listen, new year. Hopefully the Sixers and Flyers are off to pretty decent starts. Hopefully they could bring it into the new year as well and put together a full season. We've seen the Flyers get off the hot starts and fall apart towards the end. Can the Sixers get back to the postseason after a dismal season last year? Get us your Philly sports resolutions. I want to hear from you at 609-403-0973. We'll also get back into the discussion, health or home field. What do you prioritize if you're the Philadelphia Eagles? I'm on the side of health. I want to rest everybody. I wanted to rest everybody for 2 weeks. That's what I want to do if you're the Philadelphia Eagles. And it seems like the Eagles will do that heading into next week. We'll see. It seems like they're still a little undecided. I'm sure you're going to see a couple of starters out there, especially with incentives. I know Saquon Barkley's got a big incentive. Some other guys as well. They're probably going to want to get out there at least for a little bit. But I think the big decision will be how many starters will play next week, because you can't rely on the Lions, Pete. You just can't. I can't sit here and rely on the Detroit Lions to get a job done for you. I think you just got to go in healthy, and the NFC is wide open. So I think you're going to see a lot of upsets in this playoff.
Could you imagine, though, if we set the stage a little bit here, that the Eagles do rest their starters in Week 18 and they lose to Washington?
Oh, what are you doing?
But and if you scoreboard watch, the Bears get tripped up by Detroit, and it was all for naught, and Nick Sirianni costed his team a chance at that 2 seed.
I'm not too worried about it.
Is that a possibility?
It's a possibility. I'm not too worried about it, to say the least. Nah, I don't care. If the Lions win, the Lions win.
Percentages.
Yeah, you got to get everybody healthy.
That would be anarchy, though.
Yeah,
I would not want to wake up Monday morning with that.
Yeah, are you negative Pete today? You were positivity Pete yesterday. Today we're negative Pete. No negative Nick today. You're just sitting everybody. That's who I am.
That's
All
right.
We got a great show. rest of the way. We're almost halfway through. We got football at 4 coming up next. Adam Kaplan inside the Birds. I can't wait to get his thoughts on what happened this weekend against the Buffalo Bills. Also a look ahead to the Washington Commanders. They'll be playing in the new year. Football at 4 is next.
It's Flyers Canucks.
Tonight on 97.3 ESPN and the 97.3 ESPN free mobile app. Listen as Tim Saunders and Todd Fedork bring you all the exciting play-by-play action.
He's got Zegras going to the net. Zegras shoots. He scores! Trevor Zegras buries his 14th of the year.
It's Philadelphia Flyers hockey. Tonight, coverage begins after Sixers basketball on South Jersey's radio home for Philadelphia Flyers hockey.
Oh, a save again by Vladar.
97.3 ESPN.
It's year-end clearance time at Bridgeton Chevrolet GMC, your hometown dealership. We treat you like one of our own. Right now, get the 2026 Chevrolet Silverado LT 4x4 lease for $399 a month, $1195 down, and 10,000 miles a year for 36 months. Tax, and fees not included. We've got the perfect new vehicle waiting for you, backed by hometown service you can trust. It's clearance time, but hurry. These deals won't last. Visit 808 North Pearl Street in Bridgeton. Se habla español. Bridgeton Chevrolet GMC, where family drives with family.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent are required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think it could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
I was feeling the same way. After 40, the body has less testosterone, and men lose their edge. That's why I take Nugenix Total T2.
That's the testosterone booster, right?
Yes, but Total T2 is their brand new formula that skyrockets nitric oxide levels in as little as 3 hours. Since I started taking it, I've been lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. My energy is way up, and it even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles?
Yep, just send a text.
Text METER to 321-321 for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T2, the next generation testosterone booster. Text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text METER to 321-321. That's METER to 321-321.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Just about everyone's been to Angelo's Fairmount Tavern in Atlantic City. The third-generation Mancuso family invites you to enjoy their old-world ambiance and cherished family recipes. Make a special occasion an extraordinary event in Angelo's banquet room, seating up to 130 people. Angelo's Old World charm and grandfather's secret gravy recipe have made the Fairmount Tavern an Atlantic City landmark since 1935. Visit angelosfairmounttavern.com.
The family's here for you. Angelo's Fairmount Tavern.
Contact Tax Relief Helpers for details and restrictions.
Hey, Max Relief here. Did you know your tax debt is growing every minute? Look, it just grew again. Penalties and interest are added every day to your debt, and the IRS will take aggressive actions to collect. To protect yourself from garnishments, levies, and liens, call Max from Tax Relief Helpers at 800-718-0153 or visit max.taxreliefhelpers.com. If you owe $10,000 or more in tax debt, our licensed tax professionals are ready to step in immediately. Tax Relief Helpers negotiates with the IRS to settle your debt for less. Call 800-718-0153 now. At Tax Relief Helpers, we start every case with a real conversation. Your tax debt is personal, and your solution should be too. The IRS isn't waiting. Every second matters. Visit max.taxreliefhelpers.com now or call 800-718-0153. When tax brings grief, call Max Relief.
For Max Relief, call Tax Relief Helpers.
With GMF financing to qualify buyers excludes Traverse and Corvette excludes prior sales.
If you're looking for a new or pre-owned vehicle, get to Bennett Chevrolet now during our year-end blowout and save up to 20% off that new vehicle you've been dreaming of. Yes, Bennett is selling new vehicles at true GM supplier employee prices. Plus, you keep all the rebates, saving you as much as 20% off any new vehicle purchase. And with Bennett's available 0% financing, you'll save even more. Looking for pre-owned? Bennett's got a great selection, and we'll give you a minimum $10,000 no matter how bad your trade-in's condition. Yep, I said a minimum 10 grand for any piece of junk you bring us, however you bring it. Imagine how much more Bennett pays for good trades. And whether you're looking for new or pre-owned, there's never any hassles, never any haggles, and never any sales pressure, because our sales staff is paid based on your satisfaction, not how much you spend. Together, let's drive. Bennett Chevy, Egg Harbor Township, and BennettChevy.com.
With appliance savings at the Home Depot, get up to 40% off select innovative appliances like GE Profile. Add a touch of ease to your holiday with the all-in-one combo to wash and dry your laundry in one machine. And refrigerators with built-in convenient features like the dual dispense autofill water pitcher. Shop appliance savings plus free delivery on select GE appliances now at the Home Depot. Free delivery on select GE appliance purchases of $396 or more. Offer valid 12/11 through 1/1. U.S. only. See store or online for details.
Get your game on at the Fanatic Sportsbook in the gallery at Ocean Casino Resort. Go to Ocean Casino Resort. Go for the win. For more information, visit theoceanac.com.
South Jersey's official play-by-play home of the Eagles, Sixers, and Flyers.
At 0 point would I ever consider not being a fan of the team.
97.3 ESPN, WENJ, WENJ HD, Millville, Atlantic City. A Town Square media station serving all of South Jersey. 97.3 ESPN presents The Sports Bash with Mike Gill. It's time for Football at 4 with Adam Kaplan. Powered by the Inside the Birds podcast.
I give my heart and soul to this franchise, as so many of us do.
Now live, this is Football at 4.
We go back to last week, and I realize people probably think that the competition wasn't as good when they played the Commanders. But they ran a lot of their basic stuff. Their O-line was blowing people off the ball, and their run game looked really good. In this game, they ran a lot of their basic stuff, and the O-line was getting beat and missing blocks. For me, that's a hard thing. You know, I know the way fans think, and you know too, you get it. I don't know what people wanted them to be doing. Did they want them to just, start doing flea flickers and gimmick plays? That's not who they are, and that's not how they're going to win.
The legend Greg Cosell, Inside the Birds podcast. It's now time for Football at 4, brought to you by Ocean Casino Resort and the Fanatic Sportsbook. The place to be this football season is Ocean Casino. Go to the Fanatic Sportsbook. Go to Ocean. Go for the win. For more information, visit theoceanac.com. Nick Earnshaw filling in for Mike Gill, and it is time for Football at 4. Adam Kaplan joins us there, and kind of going off of what Greg Cosell said on your guys' show, Adam, looking at last week's win over the Bills, I mean, they didn't really do too many things differently than what they did in the Commanders game as well as the Raiders game.
So, Adam, in the Buffalo game specifically in the second half, was that them just kind of being content with going 3 and out and giving the ball back to Buffalo, playing field position in the rain, protecting their lead? Or was it them kind of reverting back to their old ways of what we saw in the Denver game, the Dallas game, and the second halves of those games with the 3 and outs and that sort of stuff? Well, I guess going back to their philosophy of being risk averse, playing smart, costly turnovers, etc. Right. Yeah.
We're talking with Adam Kaplan, football at 4. And, yeah, I mean, I saw the post-game show. You criticized Nick Sirianni, to say the least, Adam. But, coming off of that second half, the way they struggled, how should the Eagles approach this week's game against the Commanders? What do you make of the whole health versus home field kind of discussion?
And isn't this just how Sirianni likes to operate, Adam, in that they don't play their guys in the preseason? It doesn't seem to affect them in the season opener. They win every time with Sirianni. And do you think Nick learned his lesson 2 years ago in where A.J. played in Week 18 and he got hurt and then he was out for Tampa? Did Sirianni kind of learn his lesson that way?
Adam, I want to ask you about some of the players that may have incentives to play in this final week as well. How much of a factor is that going to be in who they choose to sit and who they choose not to sit heading into this game against the Commanders? And how do teams typically approach that? Huh.
Adam, real quick, if the playoffs started today, Philly would be hosting L.A. Does it concern you at all that McVay said last night that he plans to play his guys in Week 18 and the Eagles would give their guys a week off? I mean, and number two, do you even buy that from McVay? Right.
We're talking with Adam Kaplan, Football at 4, powered by the Inside the Birds podcast. Adam, we just want to wish you a happy new year. Thank you for all the insight you give us here on the Sports Bash. You'll be talking to Mike Gill in 2026 again instead of me. But we very much appreciate you jumping on and talking some birds with us and providing great insight, and hope you have a great new year. All right, Adam Kaplan, Inside the Birds, Football at 4 right here on the Sports Bash. Football at 4 is brought to you by the Ocean Casino Resort and the Fanatic Sportsbook. The place to be this football season is Ocean Casino. Go to the Fanatic Sportsbook. Go to Ocean. Go for the win. For more information, visit theoceanac.com. Great stuff and insight right there from Adam Kaplan, PG. I was very fascinated to ask him about the incentive aspect to this whole thing, right? And sitting guys, and he is right. You've heard Jeffrey Lurie and the Eagles in the past, kind of, you guys got it. Yeah, and we've seen Philadelphia organizations do that as well. Remember the Phillies this year, Christopher Sanchez, he didn't make the All-Star team, but he still got that bonus from John Middleton. Philadelphia owners figured it out here when they owe their guys some money when they're this close, right?
Yeah, and I think more to that, we saw Barkley miss out on history last year.
Yeah.
But guess what? Jeffrey Lurie certainly rewarded him with a hefty new contract either way, which was good to see. But also on Kaplan, does it worry you at all, and Henning can get in on this too, that if Philly rests their guys in Week 18, but McVay plays his guys for maybe a half or whatever, that those guys maybe will be a little fresher?
I don't think
in their matchup. You don't really worry.
I don't
about that?
think that. Yeah, I don't worry about that too much. I think rest for any football player this time of the season. Guys are banged up. They want some rest. They need some rest, and to get their body right for the postseason to go on a run. Because remember, they're going to have to play 3 games to get to the Super Bowl, 3 straight.
Yeah.
I mean, if you can get a mini bye or at least a bye in that realm before you go on that run, I would take it every time, and I'm sure the players would too, to get that extra week off if you can build yourself your own bye, and the Eagles have an opportunity once again to build their own bye again.
And you mentioned it, man. This team really is banged up. I mean, they are healthy, but they do have bumps and bruises. I mean, Juergens all year, Dickerson all year.
Yep.
Jalen Carter all year, Lane Johnson all year, basically. I mean, and Brandon Graham, we had to get him off the streets.
Yeah, you did. You could get him out of retirement.
And Jalen Phillips, he got banged up in the Buffalo game.
Yeah, there was a bunch of stingers in that Buffalo game. Thank goodness they got out of there relatively healthy for the most part. So, listen, health versus home field, I think you got to take health every time, and Adam kind of talked about it there during Football at 4. Very important to get everybody healthy into the postseason for this run. And listen, it's very wide open. It's a very wide open field in the NFC, so a lot can change and a lot can happen. You want to have your team ready to roll, guys healthy, and the best available players available for the postseason run. All right, 609-403-0973 is how you jump aboard. We'll read some text before we hit the break. And today, give us your Philly sports New Year's resolution. That's what I want to hear from everybody out there. Who needs to change something? Who needs to be better in 2026? I want to hear from you. I know that Josh Henning wants to hear some egos be kind of put to the side and make these teams better, probably in the front offices for one particular team I could definitely think of. But let us know. I want to hear from you at 609-403-0973. I did get a text in from Jeff in Port Norris. He continues to rip me on the sick day. All right?
As he should.
Listen,
right?
He said, hey, Earnshaw, you're doing a great job filling in for Gill. I'm going to overlook your abuse of sick time.
Yeah.
What do you think, Josh? He wants to know your thoughts on this.
On the sick time?
On the sick time. I took 2 days. 2 days.
Listen, so first of all, and I hate that this keeps coming up because, part of this whole thing was orchestrated by the man who's not on the show today, Mike Gill, okay? I was not the one orchestrating a lot of this, okay? So I want to put it out there that the views expressed do not necessarily reflect, okay? That's the first thing.
Is that a disclaimer?
That's your disclaimer.
Yeah, exactly. Secondly, listen, I am not the person to ask because I'm the person who shows up to work sick, injured, ill, borderline death.
Mr. Willis Reed over here.
I'm not the person to ask, but I'm also the same person who I do more work than network. And Nick Earnshaw has a wonderful future ahead of him that I do not have because he has done an amazing job at putting himself in the right place at the right time. So if Nick Earnshaw thinks that he needs an extra day to recover from sickness, I'm not in a position to judge because Nicky Nuggets is going places that I am not.
Listen,
and he has a doctor's note.
I had a doctor's note.
Well, that doesn't mean anything.
had the doctor's
That's
note.
the good attitude.
That doesn't
Hey,
mean anything.
Take it easy for a day or two. All right? Take
Listen,
it easy.
I tried to bring up a doctor's note one time, and I basically got told I was soft by Mike Gill.
Full disclosure, I also work at a college, and I am around a lot of people all day long as my full-time job. So there was other unmitigating factors that I had to take into consideration.
Mike Gill doesn't have any time for your doctor's note, but he'll give Joel Embiid all the time he needs.
All the time
Get ready for April.
Well, that's the consternation that people brought up when this first came up, Pete, which is, Mike Gill picks and chooses, which sick days or which.
He world travels all the time.
Yeah, he's going to Egypt in about a month.
I go to New York maybe one weekend for my B-Day, and then I take a couple of sick days.
That's what I said yesterday. Nick Earnshaw takes off 3 days a year. He takes off for his birthday, and then he has 2 random sick days, and that's it.
Boom. That is usually my year. Every other day I'm working. So I appreciate you overlooking the sick day. I appreciate it. All right.
Well, to me,
it's just those Phillies playoff tickets that you go to and
listen
those
to me
T-shirts that you buy that are meaningless now. Where's that Phillies NL East division title shirt at?
It's in my room.
In your closet, just buried.
Do you know how many NL East division title shirts I do have?
All of them.
and how much do they get worn?
All the time. I wear them to bed. I wear them around the house.
Oh, come on.
I wear them when I'm playing basketball. All the time. All the time. I wear them as undershirts. Come on,
I think
Pete.
you should maybe donate those.
All
right.
I gotta add them to the collection. I'm a big
Donate
sports
them to
memorabilia guy. I'm a big sports memorabilia guy. I like all that stuff. You know what? Next time I'm on, I'm gonna wear it just for you, PJ.
Yeah.
Just for you. I'm gonna wear all my NL East stuff.
This
right?
Bud's for you.
I have. It's funny. I have what year was it? It's like a 2010 NFC East Division Championship hat from the Philadelphia Eagles. That's one of my older ones that I do have. I got some weird ones in there. Trust me.
I mean, if you buy it every year, of course you're going to have some random years.
Yeah, that's how it goes. But listen, I appreciate everyone overlooking the sick day today. I'm very much appreciative.
Again, it's not. Correction. It's not about overlooking.
Well, no, John. The text board is overlooking it a little bit.
Okay. Well, listen. The text board can say they're overlooking.
Jeff in Port Norris is overlooking it.
This argument to me is similar to the wings versus flats argument, where it's like, there's 3 sides to every story. And typically the third side doesn't get any legs, so I just kind of stay out of it.
He's staying out of it today.
I don't get involved in domestic disputes.
He's
okay?
overlooking it, all right? To say the least, that is code for I'm overlooking it. I'm not worried about it. I appreciate it, Jeff, to say the least. 609-403-0973. I want to get one text in before we head to break. Hi, gents. The 2C would be a Christmas miracle, so I'm thinking sit Barkley and Phillips only and scoreboard watch. If they also decide to sit, say, Hurts, Juergens, Carter, and keep Dean, of course, do you think they would still win? Phil and Brigantine. By the way, you guys are doing a great job. Mike may need to update his resume.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
Thank you, Phil.
That's
Thank you,
aggressive.
Phil. The text board. I'm loving the text board the past 2 days.
Can I
just
be unhinged again for a couple seconds?
Go ahead, Josh.
Can I inform everybody out there? I got a dirty secret for everybody.
Whoa.
The dirty secret is resumes are useless in today's world.
Oh, here we go.
They're useless.
I tend to disagree with that a little bit.
I have never gotten a job in my entire life based on my resume. I've gotten every one because either right place or right time, or the right person happened to be in the right situation or something like that.
I've gotten it from both. For sure.
Well, you're the only one I know.
All right. I'm a unique character, I feel like. And we'll talk about
You are that, yes.
All right. But I want to get to his actual text real quick. Listen, I think they could still win without the starters. I really do. I don't think the Commanders are very good. I think Tanner McKee could do a decent job. Jahan Dotson as your one. Darius Cooper, sure. Why not?
If Vic Fangio can't dial up a scheme to stop
Josh
Johnson,
seriously,
and McCoskey Merritt or whatever his name is, Bill.
Yeah, hopefully.
Well, he's having a great year. Let's not throw him under the bus.
Yeah. All right.
No, it's okay. Washington stinks.
They should be able to win without their starters.
Yes, that's the point.
All right. On the other side, we got a full platter. Nuggets, jerky, slice of pizza. We'll get to it on the other side. I'm Nick Earnshaw, filling in for Mike Gill here on the Sports Bash. Chickies and Pete's, we are live inside the Tropicana AC. Don't go anywhere. We got a platter on the other side.
This is the radio home for Philadelphia Eagles football. The Eagles finish the 2025 regular season this Sunday, hosting their NFC East rivals, the Washington Commanders.
Takes the snap. He's looking. He fires the football, and it's intercepted. It's intercepted by the team.
Pre-game coverage starts at 3 p.m. with Merrill Reese and Mike Quick calling all the action starting at 4:25. This is where the Eagles play. 97.3 ESPN, South Jersey's Eagles station.
Hi, it's Pete from Chickies and Pete's. Looking for the best place to host your holiday party this season? Chickies offers a variety of party packages, catering, and on-the-go options. Your place or ours, take the stress out of the holidays with help from Chickies and Pete's.
It's year-end clearance time at Bridgeton Chevrolet GMC, your hometown dealership. Family-owned and proudly serving South Jersey for over 50 years. We treat you like one of our own. Right now, get the 2026 Chevrolet Equinox LT FWD leased for $299 a month, $29.95 down, and 7,500 miles a year for 36 months. Tax and fees not included. We've got the perfect new vehicle. It's clearance time, but hurry, these deals won't last. Visit 808 North Pearl Street in Bridgeton. Se habla español. Bridgeton Chevrolet GMC, where family drives with family.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think it could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
I was feeling the same way. After 40, the body has less testosterone, and men lose their edge. That's why I take Nugenix Total T2.
That's the testosterone booster, right?
Yes, but Total T2 is their brand new formula that skyrockets nitric oxide levels in as little as 3 hours. Since I started taking it, I've been lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. My energy is way up, and it even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles?
Yep, just send a text.
Text METER to 321-321 for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T2, the next generation testosterone booster. Text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text METER to 321-321. That's METER to 321-321.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Contact Tax Relief Helpers for details and restrictions.
Hey, Max Relief here. Did you know your tax debt is growing every minute? Look, it just grew again. Penalties and interest are added every day to your debt, and the IRS will take aggressive actions to collect. To protect yourself from garnishments, levies, and liens, call Max from Tax Relief Helpers at 800-718-0153 or visit max.taxreliefhelpers.com. If you owe $10,000 or more in tax debt, our licensed tax professionals are ready to step in immediately. Tax Relief Helpers negotiates with the IRS to settle your debt for less. Call 800-718-0153 now. At Tax Relief Helpers, we start every case with a real conversation. Your tax debt is personal, and your solution should be too. The IRS isn't waiting. Every second matters. Visit max.taxreliefhelpers.com now or call 800-718-0153. When tax brings grief, call Max Relief.
For Max Relief, call Tax Relief Helpers.
With GMF financing to qualify buyers, excludes Traverse and Corvette, excludes prior sales.
If you're looking for a new or pre-owned vehicle, get to Bennett Chevrolet now during our year-end blowout and save up to 20% off that new vehicle you've been dreaming of. Yes, Bennett is selling new vehicles at true GM supplier employee prices. Plus, you keep all the rebates, saving you as much as 20% off any new vehicle purchase. And with Bennett's available 0% financing, you'll save even more. Looking for pre-owned? Bennett's got a great selection, and we'll give you a minimum $10,000 no matter how bad your trade-in's condition. Yep, I said a minimum 10 grand for any piece of junk you bring us, however you bring it. Imagine how much more Bennett pays for good trades. And whether you're looking for new or pre-owned, there's never any hassles, never any haggles, and never any sales pressure, because our sales staff is paid based on your satisfaction, not how much you spend. Together, let's drive. Bennett Chevy, Egg Harbor Township, and BennettChevy.com.
Get your game on at the Fanatic Sportsbook in the gallery at Ocean Casino Resort. Go to Ocean Casino Resort. Go for the win. For more information, visit theoceanac.com.
This is the Town Square, New Jersey Info and Weather Network.
Progressive Insurance presents the Sports Flash on 97.3 ESPN. Men's basketball action last night. Penn State a winner over North Carolina Central, 90-67. The final score, Caden Mingo, 19.6 steals. Penn State is 9-4. Rutgers a winner over Delaware State, 65-50. Dylan Grant had 18 points, 10 rebounds, and 3 steals. Rutgers is now 7-6. Flyers are back on the ice tonight in Vancouver as they take on the Canucks. The Flyers are coming off of a loss in Seattle the last time out. 76ers play in Memphis tonight. They'll meet the Grizzlies. Philadelphia is 16-14, while the Grizzlies 15-17. 76ers have lost 3 straight. Bundle auto and home, renters or condo, and save with Progressive. I'm John Thayer on 97.3 ESPN.
Hey man, thanks for coming so fast. I couldn't get anyone else to pick up.
Yeah, it's been a busy week. I'm not complaining though. Business is way up lately.
Wow, good for you. I've been trying to grow my accounting practice, but it's been pretty slow.
Yeah, I was in the same boat last year. What really helped me was checking out this site, mylocalcustomers.com.
Never heard of it.
Yeah, well, most people haven't. It gives you a look at how many people in town are searching for what you do, and it also provides a plan to help them actually find you.
Like online?
Exactly. It's eye-opening, and it only takes a couple minutes to get started.
Huh, well, you fixed my sink. Maybe you just fixed my business too.
Want to know how many people in your area are searching for your type of business? Start with a local customer analysis at mylocalcustomers.com. It's quick, it's easy, and it's free. Go to mylocalcustomers.com today.
That's mylocalcustomers.com. mylocalcustomers.com.
From the Town Square, New Jersey Info and Weather Network, I'm Chris Coleman. It looks like we'll be wrapping up 2025 and heading into the new year with several days of quiet weather. For tonight, it'll be breezy under partly cloudy skies. We'll go down to 23. A mix of sun and clouds tomorrow with a high of 37. Fair skies for your New Year's Eve festivities tomorrow night, down to 24. And for the first day of 2026 on Thursday, sunny and 33. Get your forecast anytime for wherever you are. Download our free app today.
Take the winning drive to RK Kia of Vineland, where you get RK coverage, no charge. RK does it right. RK Kia of Vineland. MyRKKia.com.
It's the Sports Bash with Mike Gill.
And I am the voice of the voiceless.
On 97.3 ESPN and the 97.3 ESPN free mobile app.
Welcome back in. It is the Sports Bash with Mike Gill. I am Nick Earnshaw, filling in for Mike yesterday and today. Another day, another nugget. We got a platter to get to, and it is brought to you by White Horse RV Center. Find fall closeout savings on 2025s and select pre-owned RV. Shop now before they're gone at White Horse RV. Your RV adventure starts here. We made a quick audible before the break. I was going to bring up another Ben Simmons nugget.
We got up to the line of scrimmage. The play didn't get in on time.
Like in my three-point stance,
maybe had to call timeout.
We made a judgment call here. All right, we got a bunch of TVs. We're live at Chickies and Pete's in the Tropicana, Atlantic City, and we got talking right about Noah Eagle. He play-by-play broadcaster. Very young, 29 years of age, only a couple years older than me. The youth movement, as one Billy Schwein likes to call it, on his show on the weekends. There was a tweet that went out. I forget who exactly tweeted it, but Pete, I believe it was if he were to work the same amount of time as Al Michaels, right?
Yes.
Has worked. He would be calling games to the year 2077.
Which is unbelievable.
Which stands right now.
Michaels is 81, I believe.
Yeah.
And Noah is
29.
29.
Yes.
And the year is going to be 2026 in 2 days.
Yes.
And 2077 is about 40 years from now.
So
50 years from now.
We were debating this, like, what does that say? Does it mean Al's old? Does it mean Noah's really young? I think it means Noah's really young if we're looking at it that way. And also, Pete brought up, and Josh, they were arguing mid-break, and here's a nugget. Has Al Michaels gotten better or worse since he went from NBC Sunday Night Football to Thursday Night Football? I'd argue he's taken a step back since Sunday Night Football.
I would argue he's taken about 5 steps back, right?
See, I think that's where I think you're very wrong. Because So let me clarify by saying, I'm not saying he's gotten like better as in like, like if you have a car, right? And you need to get work done on it. It's not like he got better like you like put in a new engine in the car, right? To me, I like him better now because he's unhinged. I think he's way more entertaining. And yes, he's lost something off the fastball, but he's still like Greg Maddux, where he can still paint the corners, he still gets you the ground out, and then you chuck your bat to the dugout.
Let me ask you this. That run we saw last night from Bijan Robinson, 96-yard touchdown.
Yeah.
That was a great call from Joe Buck, correct?
Excellent call.
How do you think Al Michaels would have handled that call? That would have been atrocious, right?
Not as high energy. Not as high energy.
It would have been bad.
It wouldn't have been atrocious.
It would have been bad.
I got to find the – did you guys hear the Kevin Harlan call of it?
No, I heard that was nuts.
I got some text.
I heard that was nuts.
I got to find it. Give me a minute. I will find it because.
All right.
But that's what I'm talking about. The game, these high impact, high event plays, Al Michaels can't keep up with them anymore.
Yeah, he's definitely lost the fastball. I hear what Josh is saying, though. He don't care anymore. He does not care. He will say anything
with the spread
on the broadcast.
And the over-unders. Right?
He doesn't care. So I hear where Josh is coming from on that angle of it. However, I need my play-by-play guy to go nuts. I love a Kevin Harlan. I love guys going crazy.
Not Gus Johnson.
I like Gus Johnson. I think he.
All right, I found it. So. For those who were watching television last night instead of listening to the radio, on 97.3 ESPN, as heard last night, Kevin Harlan was on the call, right?
Yes.
And this is how he reacted. Now, which is going to be better? Joe Buck, who, by the way, I heard the call later. It was a great call by Buck. But I still think Kevin Harlan is king. Take a listen.
And the Falcons have it again, beginning at their 7. They've got 2 timeouts. They're up by 2 touchdowns. Late first half, shotgun snap Cousins, hands off Robinson, breaks a tackle over the right tackle, the 10. Breaks away at the 20, down the sideline 30, chase to the 40, foot race 50, down the sideline 40, 30, chase to the 10, 5, touchdown! Touchdown! What a run! 93 yards! The terrific Bijan Robinson!
That's not low E. That's not low E. That's a heck of a call.
That's a Jerron fastball right there.
Oh man! Now Al Michaels ain't getting to that level.
That's Nolan Ryan right there. That's Nolan Ryan throwing a no-hitter at like 40-some years old.
That's what that play needs, right? It needs high energy Kevin Harlan type, not Al Michaels, man.
I forget. I was listening to a game. It was a playoff game. I think it was a playoff game last year. I'm on my way back to my house from the station, and he was just on fire. Kevin Harlan, man. And when he's doing basketball, too.
He's great on b-ball.
He's awesome. Awesome, yeah. I mean, I love electricity.
And by the way, Mike Tirico, who replaced Al Michaels, he's damn good at his job as well.
Yeah, he's fantastic.
I would say Tirico is underrated.
He is massively underrated. And by the way, Al Michaels is an all-time great. Isn't that what we're saying?
Yes, he's an all-time great.
He's towards the end here, you know?
Yes,
he's toward the end. I love it when like a game, something like a bad call happens in a game, or like there's a moment where like a coach makes a bad decision, and Al just rips them. He'll rip the coach. He'll rip the ref, and Kirk Herbstreit doesn't know what to do.
No,
because Kirk Herbstreit is just like, what do I do? He just laughs.
I will give you that, Josh. He does. He's unhinged. It's awesome. I enjoy that part.
There's nothing better than, like, for example, during the Christmas game between the Broncos and the Chiefs, that one play call when they did the fake on 4th down, they caught them off sides. I mean, Michaels literally goes, now what are you doing jumping off sides on that play? He's like, that's what they're trying to do, and he just lays into the Chiefs.
Do you guys remember when Kevin Harlan, when the fan ran onto the field and he was – that is an all-time –
He did play-by-play of that. Right?
When the fan ran on the field, and that's an all-time favorite call for me. When the fan runs on the field, he's like, it's at the 30, it's at the 40. And he just is calling it play-by-play. That one's one of the most, and it's not even from a game. It's just a guy running on the field like crazy, man. And he decided, that's just great instinct by the play-by-play guy. Now, Mike Gill, big Delaware Bluecoats broadcaster, if there's somebody running on the court, I better see the same thing out of him. You better see him call the play-by-play. He's on the wing. He's now in the paint, getting tackled. All that.
I wouldn't
see that
mind
from Gill.
hearing Gill call a 93-yard touchdown run.
Yeah. I actually heard that before.
Oh, have you heard that? Okay.
Yeah, it was when we did the Atlantic City game this year on Thanksgiving.
There was a long
touchdown?
touchdown?
Big touchdown that went for a long run. He had a good call on it. Fantastic. He was high E. He was high E. He was not low E. Not low E there. All right. We got a slice of pizza.
Slice of pizza, yes. I don't know if both you guys saw this today, but Chip Kelly back to college, going to Northwestern, the Big Ten, as their OC. Now, the fall from grace has to be studied, right?
Yeah.
I mean, this guy was at Oregon. He changed the game, some people say. He was in commercials. Then he goes to the NFL. He has that great first year with the Birds. Then he falls from grace there, gets fired 10 years ago. Yesterday, I believe it was, the Birds fired him. Then he winds up at Ohio State for a year. Then he was at UCLA. Then he was at the Vegas Raiders. He gets fired this year by Pete Carroll. Now he's at Northwestern. The fall from grace, does this need to be studied from Chip Kelly?
Pete, I don't understand why this guy thought it was a good idea to come back into the NFL. I mean, dude, come on. And he didn't even make it a full year with the Raiders. I mean, they were a laughingstock. They have the number 1 overall pick heading into next year. So I can't understand it, man. Good riddance. I could care less. Go back to college. He should have stayed there. I mean, Chip should have stayed there. Seriously, I don't know why he even thought about coming back to the NFL. I understand he wanted to try and get back into it, but with Geno Smith and Pete Carroll trying to run it back again like they did in Seattle, I mean, it was never going to work. Their offensive line stinks. Ashton Genty, I mean, bad teams take a running back early in the first round, and that's what they did. And Ashton Genty, going behind that offensive line, it was doomed from the beginning. And the fact they hired Chip Kelly to be the offensive guru, ridiculous.
So I'm gonna push back on this a little bit, not because you're wrong.
It's Josh Henning pushback time,
but because of the fact that it's a little revisionist history. Because you forget that Chip Kelly just came off of winning a national championship with Ohio State, and the idea was that Ashton Genty, who people compared to Emmitt Smith coming into the NFL draft, people thought he could be that kind of running back in the NFL. The theory is that if you're bringing a running back with a high volume to the NFL for a guy like Pete Carroll who likes to run the ball, then why not get a coach in Chip Kelly who already showed you won a national championship with not one but 2 running backs toting the rock for Ohio State.
Yeah, but their offensive line is not very good.
But that's a different conversation. That's a different conversation.
We are deviating from the Chip Kelly conversation. We're on this whole tangent about the Raiders now, a 2-win Raiders team no one cares about. The question was about Chip Kelly and his fall from grace, not about Ashton Genty and the running style.
You're the ones who brought up Genty.
Well, I brought it up. No, Nicky Nuggets did. I didn't. I mean, I could care less about Ashton Genty. He killed my fantasy team. But
at least he didn't go 0-14 like the Schwein.
The fall from grace from Chip Kelly. I mean, what happened to this guy? Did he just lose his mojo?
No, it's his ego. His ego got so big, and that's why I can't wait for
some
the
analysis that I was looking
the Netflix Untold documentary to document it, because I remember. So, really quick story. My first time ever hosting a show on 97.3 ESPN was the day Chip Kelly got fired.
10 years ago yesterday.
Wow.
I got a call from Mike Gill. He had a personal day, and he said,
of course he did.
Josh, you got to get on the radio right now because this Chip Kelly story is huge. Like, it literally dropped, and then Mike Gill called me. I scrambled. I got John McMullen on the phone. I think I got somebody else on the show as well.
Mack.
I did an impromptu 2-hour sports bash on a day we weren't supposed to have a sports bash show, and it was all about Chip Kelly getting fired. And I will never forget the story about how Chip Kelly didn't show up to the holiday Christmas party, and Jeffrey Lurie was so mad. Lurie was so mad that he demanded an explanation. And apparently Chip was such an ignoramus and so tone deaf that Lurie basically fired him on the spot.
I totally forgot about that.
And then remember all the Eagle players, they asked them, like, it's the only time in my lifetime I remember players being so vocally happy that a coach was fired ever. It was so wild.
2 years later, they win their first Super Bowl.
Yep.
Things happen for a reason. You had to go through the Chip Kelly mess to get to Dougie P.
By the way, remember.
Whole thing.
Chip Kelly. Who did he want? Nelson Aguilar. Who did he want? Marcus Smith. I'm just putting it out there. Chip Kelly was such a disaster in so many ways.
But he was a blessing in disguise because putting Howie Roseman in the corner of the NovaCare, in the closet.
It forced Howie to become a better everything.
A better GM, correct. It all ended up working out.
I mean, to replace Andy Reid, I guess you understand where Lurie was coming from. Because at the time, Chip Kelly was a hot coach.
But they gave him too much power.
They gave him too much.
I agree spiraled out of control.
But also, can I say this? People forget this. The other thing was, remember Jeffrey Lurie had that stupid comment where he goes, I want to be 5 years ahead of 5 years ahead offensively.
Yes.
Lurie was kind of going through that phase where he was looking around the league and seeing
He was looking for the McVay.
Well, this was before McVay.
I know, but that's who he was looking for.
Well,
a
that
guy
kind,
like that.
right. But he was trying to be like, look, I see the Saints in New Orleans with Drew Brees.
Yep.
I see these other teams like Tom Brady in New England with Josh McDaniels. He wanted that kind of offense. And by the way, Chip Kelly's first year, they did go to the postseason.
Yep.
They had a very good season, but it fell apart from there because Chip wanted more and more power because his ego got so big it outgrew his own waist size.
Oh, a little shot there by Josh Henning. All right. There's a slice of pizza. Josh, you got some jerky for me today.
I do. We're going to stick with the Eagles here because I thought something Vic Fangio told the media today because think about it, Vic Fangio, him and Al Michaels, they're the same tree, right? They just, he literally made fun of a reporter at the beginning of the press conference today for not showing up to the last press conference. At the beginning of the press, was oh, you showed up today. And the guy was so, befuddled. And then, somebody else asked him today about how, hey, Vic, is it difficult preparing for a team a second time around? He just goes, no.
It's probably easier. Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely easier. You have some tape on them. Jeez.
So Fangio was asked about, hey, Vic, your defense, it seems to have evolved and gotten better throughout the year. And I love Vic's explanation in describing the why this defense has gotten better throughout the year.
I think we've grown from week to week, which is what you want. Always, particularly if you have a bunch of young guys, which we still do. We're in the stage of guys can get better and better and better. Even our veteran type players. I mean, outside of BG, I would guess you would say, they're still in the growing stage, and they've done that, and that always makes you happy. We've kind of found our niche the way we like to play, which is something you're always looking for as a coach. And the guys have been fun to coach.
I love the part at the end there, too. He says they're fun to coach. He says it's a young team. They've learned as the year is going on. And he said he likes coaching them. And it just feels like, guys, Vic Fangio is like a godsend, right? He's the perfect coach for the perfect time, for the perfect team. These players love him. They love playing for him. And I also love it because, those stupid Miami players, they hated him so much because he wanted more out of them. And look at Fangio. He's like, I got a ring. Jalen Ramsey, your career's going nowhere. These other guys going, there was one guy in Miami who liked him. And it's the guy the Eagles traded for, Jalen Phillips.
It's the guy the Eagles have because he wanted more. He wanted to play for more. And, you got to love Vic Fangio. He doesn't want to be a head coach anymore. He's content being a coordinator, figuring out this defense,
and don't forget,
putting them in the right positions.
He is a Philly born and bred guy. He's a diehard Phillies fan.
Loves the Phillies.
He grew up
the Phillies
in the
hat
area.
On today.
He is the kind of guy that he makes sense too because he's I've always wanted to coach the Eagles.
Yep. So they need that on the offensive side. And by the way, I love when they go to Vic in the booth. Don't you guys love when they go to Vic in the booth?
When
they called that PI,
when they called that PI penalty on I forget who it was.
His reactions are the best. When they show the Vic Fangio reactions in that little camera in the corner
and all
in the booth.
All his little soldiers behind.
It's the best.
Yeah,
it's they're going to Vic. They're a big defensive play. Let's get a shot on Vic.
Can I read you the other thing that he said? I got to find it really quick because I got the transcript here. But he was asked about something statistically, and it was so funny. Hold on. Give me a second to find it.
And you know what? while Henning looks for that, Jonathan Gannon, if he doesn't interview for that job and during the Super Bowl, Vic Fangio's with the Eagles a year earlier, right?
No, and listen, who better to have the guy whose defense it really is than Vic Fangio? Jonathan Gannon was a disciple. You don't want the disciple. You want the guy himself in Vic.
That's a good Philly sports Festivus grievance.
Yeah.
Jonathan Gannon having his
we didn't
his
get that
foot out the door
And Sean
during
Desai.
Super Bowl week. Yes.
Don't forget the Sean Desai debacle the next year.
I'm going to make that as my
Is that your new
Festivus amendum.
Next, do that one next year, Pete.
So really quick, here's the dialogue. So one of the reporters asked him, "Hey Vic, you guys have the lightest boxes of any team in the NFL in terms of the way other teams are playing in the NFL." Fangio, who measures that? The reporter, the NFL, it's next-gen stats. You guys are like 60% by far the lightest in the NFL. And Fangio says, "That's not Pro Football Focus, right?" And the reporter goes, "No." And then Fangio says, "Well, we've got good players that are up there."
Dude, there is nobody better than Vic. He doesn't give you much, but he gives you a lot.
He gives you everything you need.
In the same breath, he doesn't give you much in his press conferences, but then he gives you everything that you want. He gives you the reaction.
Vic is not a fan of PFF.
I'd say he's probably
Chris
not.
Collinsworth.
I'd say he's probably not. All right, those were the platter of nuggets, slice of pizza, some jerky today here on the Sports Bash. I mean, that was a great platter. I mean, 2 straight days of an awesome platter during the Nuggets. I love it. I absolutely love it. And you know what else I love? Going through every game and the Birds and talking with Casey Joyner, who, by the way, lost in the 97-3 ESPN Fantasy Championship. I'm going to get his reaction
He's the first
to that.
loser. The first loser?
Second place
Second
to Alex
place.
Berardis. Licks.
I mean, I finished 10th, so I mean,
I won it last year, so, I took a step back this year. It's okay. It's 2 years in a row that a newbie in the league has won the championship. I'm happy for Alex Berardis.
You had a little Super Bowl hangover, huh?
I did. I lost
hard to
every
repeat
league.
in the
Hard
league.
to repeat, man. Hard to repeat. Hopefully the Eagles don't do what I did and get to the second round and falter. That's what I did in one of my leagues this year. On the other side, one thought every game. Casey Joyner going to join us here on the Sports Bash. I am Nick Earnshaw, filling in for Mike Gill, live from Chickies apiece inside the Tropicana, 97.3 ESPN.
It's Sixers Grizzly tonight on 97.3 ESPN with the voice of the Sixers, Tom McGinnis, calling all the exciting play-by-play action.
Rises for 3, it's in the air. Rimming no Embiid with the rebound. He puts it back up. It's good, and he's fouled. Joel Embiid is back. He puts it in.
It's Sixers basketball tonight. Coverage begins at 8 p.m. on South Jersey's radio home for Philadelphia 76ers basketball. 97.3 ESPN.
Get your game on at the Fanatic Sportsbook in the gallery at Ocean Casino Resort. Go to Ocean Casino Resort. Go for the win. For more information, visit theoceanac.com.
You don't want to miss final year-end pricing. Now at RK Kia of Vineland. Brand new Kias, $199 a month. $199. Lease new 26 Kia K4 LXs from just $199 a month. $199 for 24 months. New front-wheel drive 26 Kia Sorento S, just $388 a month. $388. Final year-end pricing at RK Kia of Vineland. Need credit? We work with all types of credit situations. Plus, you get RK coverage, no charge. Ding repair, tire repair, wheel repair, windshield repair, and more. No charge. You don't want to miss final year-end pricing. Our lowest prices of the year. Brand new Kias, $199 a month. During the Kia Season of New Traditions sales event. RK Kia of Vineland. RK does it right. MyRKKia.com. MyRKKia.com.
To qualified buyers, plus tax and title. For details, call 856-641-1111 or myrkkia.com.
With appliance savings at the Home Depot, get up to 40% off select innovative appliances like GE Profile. Add a touch of ease to your holiday with the all-in-one combo to wash and dry your laundry in one machine. And refrigerators with built-in convenient features like the dual dispense autofill water pitcher. Shop appliance savings plus free delivery on select GE appliances now at the Home Depot. Free delivery on select GE appliance purchases of $396 or more. Offer valid 12/11 through 1/1. U.S. only. See store or online for details.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/radio to start your free online visit. Through Hims, 80 treatments including pills, chews, and more. 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/radio. That's hims.com/radio. HIMS.com/RADIO.
Xfinity is the network you can rely on. Like a close friend who will give it to you straight. The friend who will tell you that new haircut, it's not great. Friends make sure friends get good haircuts. And Xfinity makes sure you get a good deal on Wi-Fi. Xfinity gives you reliable fiber-powered Wi-Fi at our best price. This holiday season through January 4th, get gig speed Wi-Fi for just $50 a month for 5 whole years. No strings, no commitments. Just super fast, reliable gig speed Wi-Fi with our best equipment and unlimited data included. Save yourself from questionable decisions and save over Verizon and AT&T. Xfinity, imagine that. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and auto-pay with stored bank account. Taxes and fees extra. Xfinity Internet powered by fiber and connected to premises by coaxial cable. Actual speeds vary.
FIFA World Cup 2026 is coming soon, but your opportunity to be there starts now through an exclusive offer with an eligible Bank of America Visa credit card. For a limited time, become a new customized cash rewards or unlimited cash rewards Visa credit card holder, and you will be eligible for a chance to purchase FIFA World Cup 2026 tickets. Learn more at BofA.com/cardFWC26. What would you like the power to do? Bank of America, proud to be the official bank of FIFA World Cup 2026. Bank of America N.A. in partnership with Visa. Terms apply. Awards reserved.
When adventure is calling, turn to the experts at Whitehorse RV Center. For over 50 years, families and adventurers have trusted Whitehorse RV to find industry-top brands and the floor plans that fit every lifestyle. From travel trailers with bunk beds and outside kitchens to motorhomes and destination trailers. Whether you're hitting the open road or planning a local campground getaway, it's about experience, selection, and people who care. See why generations have answered the call with Whitehorse RV Center, because your RV adventure starts here.
Getting more as a MyLowe's Pro Rewards member is easier than ever with the Lowe's app. Download it today and earn 500 points the first time you log in. Plus, your digital wallet helps you scan, save, earn, and access what you need to manage it all in one place. Download the Lowe's app and take advantage of your Pro benefits today. Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid 12/1/25 through 1/7/26. Offer valid for first login per organization only. Loyalty program subject to terms and conditions. Additional restrictions apply. Visit Lowe's.com/terms for more details. Subject to change.
2 hours ago, Kyle arrived at the bar.
Hey, what's everyone drinking?
30 minutes ago, Kyle got his friends another round of drinks.
Cheers!
5 minutes ago, Kyle decided to drive home drunk. A minute ago, a law enforcement officer pulled up behind Kyle.
Sir, have you been drinking tonight?
A chain of events that began 2 hours ago is about to change Kyle's whole world. Drive sober or get pulled over. Paid for by NHTSA.
Jersey Cow, a great place for the family to hang out and eat ice cream. Northfield and Absecon locations are open every day from noon till 10 p.m. and Brigantine is open 2 to 9 p.m. 7 days a week. Come with family and friends while cozying up with a cone next to our heaters. Enjoy seasonal winter flavors like peppermint stick, peppermint bark, and winter barn. At Jersey Cow, everything is homemade, small batch, right here in South Jersey with only the best ingredients. Ice cream is a year-round thing at Jersey Cow.
O'Reilly. Protect your vehicle's engine with Syntec and O'Reilly Auto Parts. Syntec Premium Full Synthetic Motor Oil is formulated for today's engines. Right now, get 5 quarts of Syntec Full Synthetic and a MicroGuard Select Oil Filter for just $32.99. Limit supply. See store for details. Choose Syntec exclusively at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Contact Tax Relief Helpers for details and restrictions.
Hey, Max Relief here. Did you know your tax debt is growing every minute? Look, it just grew again. Penalties and interest are added every day to your debt, and the IRS will take aggressive actions to collect. To protect yourself from garnishments, levies, and liens, call Max from Tax Relief Helpers at 800-718-0153 or visit max.taxreliefhelpers.com. If you owe $10,000 or more in tax debt, our licensed tax professionals are ready to step in immediately. Tax Relief Helpers negotiates with the IRS to settle your debt for less. Call 800-718-0153 now. At Tax Relief Helpers, we start every case with a real conversation. Your tax debt is personal, and your solution should be too. The IRS isn't waiting. Every second matters. Visit max.taxreliefhelpers.com now or call 800-718-0153. When tax brings grief, call Max Relief.
For Max Relief, call Tax Relief Helpers.
Looking to lower your energy bills and boost home comfort? South Jersey Gas has you covered with a no-cost in-home, whole-home energy assessment. Our energy expert will review your home's energy efficiency and provide a personalized report of energy-saving improvements. Plus, you may also receive energy-efficient upgrades like faucet aerators, smart power strips, and LED light bulbs at no cost to you. Don't wait to save money and energy. Schedule your whole-home energy assessment today at sjgsaveenergy.com or call 201-690-7897 today.
Home of the Philadelphia Eagles.
They've got him. It's a sack.
Sixers.
Oh, baby.
And Flyers.
He scored!
97.3 ESPN. WENJ. WENJ HD. Millville, Atlantic City. A Town Square media station serving all of South Jersey. This is the Sports Bash with Mike Gill on 97.3 ESPN and the 97.3 ESPN free mobile app. Now live from inside the Ocean Casino Resort Studio, here's Mike Gill.
Oh, we're back. Chickies and Pete's inside the Tropicana, Atlantic City. Nick Earnshaw filling in for Mike Gill once again today. We're rounding out 2025, having a great time. One more hour to go. Having some fun. We're going to talk some birds throughout the majority of this final hour as well. And first, we're going to start with Casey Joyner. The Sports Bash is brought to you by Casey Joyner. Joining the Sports Bash is brought to you by BMW of Atlantic City, where your luxury BMW experience is closer than you think. Take advantage of exceptional savings and experience luxury today at BMW of Atlantic City in Egg Harbor Township. Is now time for One Thought Every Game from Casey Joyner. We got to start with the birds, though. I mean, in Buffalo, a 13-12 squeaker, Casey, in that one towards the end of the game. No good on the 2-point conversions from Josh Allen, but I want to start with the offense. Came out kind of slinging it in the first half, taking some chances in the rain, which was a little bit shocking, especially against a defense that had trouble stopping the run. What did you take away from that second half, Casey, from the birds and not completing a pass and only 17 total yards in that second half?
The impression I got is that we got our lead, and now we're going to play to win the game. It's, you get the lead, you pass to get the lead, as the old Joe Gibbs saying. You pass to get the lead, you run to win the game. That's what they did. You don't want to not be able to pass at all in the second half. And the thing that got me was, it's incredible. In the first half, Jalen Hurts is 2 of 6 on vertical passes for only 46 yards, 7.7 yards per attempt. Those are passes that travel 11 or more yards downfield. You can't be at 7.7. That's a terrible number. Josh Allen, 2 of 3 for 62 yards, 20.7 yards per attempt. So look at that and go, okay, the Bills were better on there. And you start looking at things, you go, the Bills probably in some ways should have had a better first half, and they didn't. I think the Eagles understood that and realized, hey, you know what? We're kind of fortunate to be where we are. We made some plays. We're kind of fortunate to be ahead. Some things went our way. That fumble shouldn't have been a fumble. And let's go ahead and just put this game away and see if we can get this thing. And mind you, up until those last couple of touchdowns, it looked like, hey, we're doing the right thing. And then at the very end, it's like, well, that might have cost you.
Hey, Casey, defensively, 5 sacks for the Eagles, and it all came from the defensive line against Josh Allen, a guy who hardly ever gets sacked. We know what he can do with his legs. But what did you see from their defensive line in that game against Buffalo, and can they continue it moving forward, maybe not this weekend, but into the playoffs?
The impression I got from the line is that usually you want to box Allen in. You want to keep him in the pocket. You don't want to give him the scramble because he's so dangerous on the scramble. Because his leg was hurt, because he had the injury coming into the game, I think the Eagles said, you know what, bad field, slippery ball, lots of rain, a lot of different things, a lot of factors working against you. Maybe your lineman can't block as well. We're going to be aggressive. We don't care if we lose the edge a little bit. If you scramble, but we think we can, A, stay with your guys because you've done a very good receivers, so we can man cover you for one. And for two, you know what? You're not as mobile as you are usually. We think we can chase you down. So I think it just let them pin their ears back and say, even though he wasn't, he was still good. He still moved around some, and he still did some things. I think they said we don't worry about his mobility quite as much. And if you don't have to worry about Josh Allen's ability quite as much, you could do things at the defensive line, take chances that you might not take otherwise.
KC, the Eagles had 5 third downs in the second half of 3rd and 6 or more today. Kevin Patullo talked about them struggling early on first down. They just have not been able to get it going early on those downs. I mean, what do you think they need to do to kind of change up the philosophy here? Because they still really have no identity heading into the final week of the season.
Yeah, I think teams came into this season, and there are ways you can play types of run defense, different ways you can do run fits and play different types of run defense. And there are ways that you can say, we're just not going to let you get big gainers. You might get some small gains against us in that, but you're not going to get any big gainers. And last year, the Eagles' offense was predicated on saying, we're not just going to be able to run the ball. We're going to be able to get explosive plays to the ground game. It's hard to build touchdown drives if you don't get explosive plays. And this year, teams have said, you know what? We're taking it away. We know you've got explosive receivers. We don't think you're going to go to them. We think we might be able to cover some of them. We might be able to, Hurts might not throw in the coverage because you're going to try and avoid picks. I think they've realized there's that Achilles heel for the Eagles that, hey, if you try and make them do 13-play drives, they're not quite as good at it. So, and part of that is, do you stop on first down things? I think on first down, especially in this game, I think they said, we know you're not going to throw the ball. If you're not, you're going to throw vertical because they didn't throw vertical hardly all game. All right, we're just going to sit here and try and say, we're going to take away your run. We're going to give you a 2-yard run. We're not going to sit back and give you a little, give you 4- and 5-yard runs like a bite normally. We're going to try and take away and only give you a couple-yard runs. We're going to attack you more with that. And when they did that, then the Eagles are stuck in longer situations. Once you get to a 2nd and 8 or a 3rd and 6, now if you're the defense, now we know you're pass first. That's not a place the Eagles want to be.
Is it something schematic that, that the opposing defense has been doing necessarily on those first downs? Or is it about one player or one coach or one play call? Or is it really the entire operation?
I think part of it's the entire operation. I do think it is schematic in the sense that teams are playing defenses that will roll the safety down, will do things. There's certain ways you can attack. There's a level of aggression you can have against the run. And I think that when teams are playing the Eagles, a lot of times they're sitting back and letting them run the ball. But I think the Bills said, hey, based on all these situations, we think we can be more aggressive against you and be more aggressive against your ground game because we also know, and I think it's not just schematic, but I think it is a mindset. The Eagles say, if we don't turn the ball over, we're going to win. And that means Hurts is just not going to take chances. And think about the conditions. You're raining in the first half. It's still a wet, slippery field in the second half. Okay, I don't want to take chances with it. I'm just going to throw a dink and dunk pass. I'm going to throw safe passes. I'm not going to take chances. Once the defense knows you're not going to take those chances, then they can say, look, we could just be aggressive, get downhill. We could chop up the line with our run fits and things. We do a bunch of different things, and now we could change what your structure of offense is. And the Eagles, because they were ahead, I think they said, you know what? It's 13-0 mid-4th quarter. We still don't need to change. We got a 13-point lead. Why change? That's why if those touchdowns would have happened early, I think the Eagles would have had to be more aggressive. Maybe we see something different.
KC, the Eagles defense came up big in that game against Buffalo. Jalen Carter did return. They got to Josh Allen 5 times, the second most times he's been sacked this season. Walk me through what has made the Eagles defense so successful, especially as of late. And now that they add Jalen Carter back, what can this defense do throughout the postseason?
What I was really impressed with in this game, for the most part, field conditions, very slick field, raining in the first half. How sure the Eagles' tackles were, especially in their secondary. There's an old saying that in the NFL that the tacklers in the NFL, it's like cornerbacks, they're just as bad at tacklers about that league as they are in the other league. Because usually you try and say, if we're going to run the ball, we're going to try and do things. We want cornerbacks making tackles. Hey, you know what? Blankenship made that one great open field tackle. You had Epps making a tackle in close on when he had goal line stand. You got a lot of these different plays where the Eagles having players in their secondary who are making these tackles. And we're not just talking about making tackles against wide receivers. Yeah, you expect to do that, and the Bills don't have great wide receivers, but they're tackling tight ends. They're tackling running backs. They're even tackling Allen and things. You got one running player. It looked like he was going to go for like 60 yards, and I believe it was a defensive back who tackled him there. So to be able to do good tackling with your entire secondary and to do it in Week 17, most teams don't do that because the secondary starts to wear down. And the Eagles secondary right now looks from an attacking perspective, they're a machine.
Casey, is there a team in the NFC, I guess, or an offense in the NFC that would not be a good matchup for Vic Fangio and how well this defense is playing right now? I mean, even a Kyle Shanahan type scheme with Brock Purdy and how he's playing, we've seen him throw 4 picks in a game this season already. So is there an offense in the NFC that would not be a good matchup for the Eagles?
If Adams is healthy, I don't want to see the Rams. That's if he's healthy. Now, last night didn't look anywhere near as good. The reason being is, like you say about Purdy, you can get Purdy to make mistakes, and Fangio's defense will get you to make mistakes. Look at Chicago, okay, they make mistakes. Sam Darnold, oh, yeah, he'll make mistakes. We know this. And whether it's Tampa or Carolina, I think the Eagles would just be a better team than it. But Stafford went for a long, he had that game earlier this year where he had a few picks and things, but he can go through 3 passes in a row without throwing a pick. He's that good. So the Rams could win that sort of game. And if you're the Eagles, it's like, look, if you're going to make some plays against it, that's fine. We think if we win the turnover battle, we can beat you. And against every other team in the NFC, they could probably win the turnover battle, even against, like I said, look at any team on the schedule. Look up at my helmets here because I keep helmets up for losing the playoff fund. And the Rams are the only team where, like, if Stafford plays well, they might get 0 turnovers. You need 0 turnovers. Now you get to beat in a big play game. And if that happens, I don't like that matchup.
All right, Casey, one thought every game. Let's look back at Week 17, and I want to start with Monday Night Football, the Rams and the Falcons. I mean, who would have thought the Falcons were going to upset the Los Angeles Rams? Bijan Robinson runs for 195 yards. They squeak out of that one with a victory after a good second half from the Rams. Fell short. What did you make of that one? One thought, Casey.
One thought, I was doing a chat on it. We do a fantasy chat at The Athletic on our Discord channel, and people were just dying because Bijan's going to tear up fantasy leagues. He made some people's nights last night, but he ruined them too. That's the thing, though. He's the type of player where the Falcons have said before, and this is one of those things where they say, look, we're going to give Bijan the ball. He's got to get 27 touches last night. We're going to do this. We don't have a great passing defense, and we're going to do this, and you still can't stop us. That's a scary thing, for a team. He is arguably the most valuable player in the league. He won't win the MVP. He is arguably the most valuable player in the league. It's just for the value he gives to the Falcons because he's pretty much the only reason they beat the Rams last night.
Bears, 49ers, this had a lot of implications on the seeding in the NFC. Brock Purdy and the 49ers, they hung on. You just mentioned it. You'd rather the Eagles see the 49ers over the Rams. What'd you make of that close game? 42-38 was the final.
Purdy getting an interception there, and a pick 6 early on. And, again, I know Stafford threw 3 picks last night. He's just the sort of quarterback who can go that long. Purdy will take more chances, and he took some last night. Now, mind you, in that game, he needed to take chances. And the fact that they're missing Kittle, they're still getting big plays. McCaffrey's doing really well. They've got the receiving core really healthy. Pearsall, Jennings, even Robinson and Bourne putting up 55 yards between them. They've got a healthy enough receiving core. They didn't earlier this year. So that's the thing where they can win these types of shootouts. If they played this game in Week 10 when they were all banged up, I think Chicago wins it.
All right, one thought every game with Casey Joyner. We'll look back at a couple notables from Week 17 before we move on to Week 18. Seattle and Carolina, 27-10 the final in that one. Seattle hanging on to that 1 seed right now. What did you notice and make from that game?
Mike McDonald is a really good – he's not a defensive coordinator. He's got a coordinator. I think he's a very good defensive coach. I'm a big Michigan guy, so I've been paying attention since back then. Bryce Young's a good quarterback right now. He's a solid quarterback. Mid-tier, if you put 32 quarterbacks, he's as young as 16, you'd say fine with that. You take a mid-tier quarterback like that, and he goes 14-24 for 54 yards and 1 interception, no touchdowns. Holy Toledo, that's really good. They're not a great offense by any stretch, but to do that shows how good their defense is. And when the defense is that good, that kind of offsets Darnold because they can't lean on Darnold. He will throw picks in big games. They have to have good defensive performance. But they're the type of team they can be like the 2000 Ravens and say, you know what? I don't care if we have Trent Dilfer. We can still win.
Looking back, an AFC South matchup, Jacksonville and Indianapolis. Jacksonville found a way in that one. They are currently at 3rd in the AFC East in seeding-wise. Casey, what did you make of that game and finding a way to win was Jacksonville?
Parker Washington. Brian Thomas is supposed to be the big guy for them. He only had 4 catches for 39 yards. Washington, 8 catches for 150 yards. Fantasy managers love this guy. It says that now that Cohen is learning ways to get even more. Again, before it used to be, let's funnel everything through Thomas. Now you got Thomas, you got Myers, you got Strange, you got Washington, you got ATN, you've got a good running game there. So you've got all that, and Lawrence is playing really well. Look at all that and go. Jacksonville's a team that I think people just are sleeping on. They are a legit Super Bowl contender because their defensive numbers are really good too. So I think they're a team that people should be taking more seriously. The Colts, hey, kudos to Philip Rivers for doing as well as you could, but you're just not going to win. You're not going to win it, make the playoffs with him at quarterback at this point.
An upset last week. Browns, Steelers. Ravens fans were very happy with this one. Browns found a way to win 13-6. One thought, Browns, Steelers.
One of our writers at The Athletic said that they thought that Aaron Rodgers was looking like he was more concerned about not giving Myles Garrett the record-setting sack than he was about winning the game. and it may be so. Who knows? I mean, Brett Favre is not living down to this day. Mark Aston is still mad at what happened with the Strahan sack. So I do think that was part of it. I also think that the Browns step up. Stefanski's a good coach. His team is still playing hard despite having nothing to play for. And the Steelers, we have a thing on the show where Mike and I talk over years. It's called Tomlining. It's when you play down to your competition level. Mike Tomlin's teams do it all the time. They did it last week, and that's a big part of why they lost.
Speaking of the Ravens, they beat the Packers 41-24 at the final game on Saturday. What did you take away from the Baltimore victory against Green Bay?
The Tractor Cito you need to give them the ball 36 times every game if you can. Green Bay has a solid run defense. They're one of those, again, sit back and usually go, hey, we're not going to give you breakaway runs. But when Tractor Cito's on his, when King Henry's at his peak, he can just beat you with that. And plus, Huntley is playing better than what they thought, and they also had Huntley running the ball some, and they got Heaton Mitchell running the ball some. So they were doing a lot of creative things to really stress the Packers' defense. But the Packers' offense, to do that, when you can do that with the ground game and you don't turn the ball over and things, it really screws things up because, again, the Packers, Willis is good, but he's no Jordan Love. If they had Jordan Love, I think that would be a different game.
Chargers fall to Houston 20-16 on Saturday night. Justin Herbert will not play heading into this week. What did we make of Houston beating the Los Angeles Chargers?
It might be better for the Chargers to not have to play him this week. He needs to get healthy. It's not the same offense with him. Early in the year, the beginning of the year was, hey, it's Air Herbert. Let's just throw the ball early and often. It's like, wow, Harbaugh team's throwing the ball that much, and then they got away from it as he got hurt. And they've got a better receiving core than what they were able to show. Having said that, Houston's got a really good defense, They're another one of those where, hey, we don't need a whole lot out of our offense if our defense plays at the level it can because they can shut down any offense in the league. But again, the Chargers, it's probably better for them that they lost into the sense to get Herbert healthy for the playoffs because if he stays banged up, they're not going anywhere.
All right, Casey, let's look ahead to Week 18 and some of those notable matchups after looking at Week 17. I want to start with the Panthers and the Buccaneers. A lot on the line here in this one in the NFC South. Both teams have kind of struggled towards the end of the season here. The other teams in that division, they've had a much better run as of late, including the Saints. What do you make of the Panthers-Bucs heading into Week 18?
The Bucs are at home. The Bucs have more talent. You'd think they do better. I honestly am going. I write an article for the Athletic every week to do my picks, and I'm going to wait till I don't know exactly what I'm going to pick yet because I'm running some numbers tonight and things. My gut instinct is I'm going to pick the Panthers because I think they're playing a lot better, and frankly, they're a better coached team right now. They have more momentum and things. The Buccaneers look like they're having a lot of self-doubt, and the Panthers, even after, hey, look, you lose to Seattle, that's Seattle. This is your division foe. You know you can beat them. I think the Panthers can go win.
Seahawks, 49ers, a lot on the line regarding seeding in the NFC. Take me through that one, Casey.
I think that, again, can the Seahawks defense slow down the 49ers offense more than the 49ers offense can slow down the Seahawks defense? Because the 49ers are not a very good defense, and the Seahawks have a great defense like we talked about. It's who throws more picks. If in a game like that, because mind you, Darnold throws a lot of picks and Purdy throws a lot of picks, the difference is Purdy throws a lot of picks while getting a lot of big plays. Darnold sometimes throws a lot of picks when he's, trying to make plays he shouldn't, whereas Purdy's going to make more of the big plays. I'll take a big play offense on a home team in the Niners. I think they'll win that one.
Casey, Ravens, Steelers. Big one here. Also meaningful for the division. Walk me through the Ravens and Steelers game.
He's not going to Tomlin. His team will not Tomlin in this game. So that's a plus for Mike Tomlin's team. The Ravens are not going to run the ball that way against the Steelers. It's just not going to happen. So what kind of big plays can you get at the offense and things? I'm looking at going, the Steelers are at home. They've got more momentum. I know the Ravens have done better, but I still don't trust the Ravens defense that much. They're playing well enough, but they gave a lot last week, and the Steelers defense is still playing a lot better. So if I have to pick, I'm going to take a team that's at home, playing better defense. And again, if you stop Tractor Cito, I don't know that Jackson in that passing game can score enough to beat the Steelers. So I think Pittsburgh wins.
Couple more notable ones for you. Week 18, one thought every game. Casey Joyner. Lions, no Tigers, but Bears. Oh, my. What do we got in this one, Casey?
Are the Lions going to – will they play –
Throw the flag on that one.
Yeah. Will St. Brown play? How much are the Lions going to put in this? I mean, because St. Brown he got an injury and things. Does he play? If he doesn't, I mean, are the Lions? The Lions are going to try and beat the Bears. No, the division rival, they'll do that. But I have a feeling that the Lions will say, "Look, if it's between being healthy or trying to win, we're going to try and be healthy." And the Bears are going to go out to win because they need to get the 2 seed. So I'd love it for the Eagles if the Lions would win, but I think the Bears take that one.
All right, final one for you, Casey. Obviously, Eagles, Commanders. We've been having the debate for, I feel like, weeks now, and including today. Health for the Birds versus having home field. What do you make of this matchup for the Eagles heading into the Commanders game?
If the Bears, look, if the Lions show that they're going to just throw in the towel, if they like, if they put a bunch of people in IR or something like that, then you go, okay, the Bears are probably going to win. Let's play for health. If the Lions show that they're going to play to win, and it's a Dan Campbell team, mind you, again, maybe with St. Brown, they take that chance. Maybe everybody else to say, look, we're not going to do it. And Dan Campbell's going to try and win just to try to win the game and get a winning record, too. I mean, they won't be 8-9, maybe 9-8. If you know they're going to do that, and they got a chance to beat the Bears, even like a 20% chance to beat the Bears, 30% chance to beat the Bears. You're the Eagles. You want the 2 seed. The 2 seed is worth playing for. So you go all out to win. Plus, you don't want to lose your momentum. You got a good momentum last week in a game where, a very tough game. This is a team you can beat. If I'm the Eagles, I don't even think about resting anybody. I'm going all out to win because I want to get the 2 seed. And I think
there
they will win too.
Casey Joyner going all out, playing the starters in Week 18 against the Commanders. One thought every game. Casey Joyner from The Athletic. Casey, have a happy new year. We appreciate all your insight that you give the Sports Bash and our listeners. And Mike Gill, we'll probably see you next year.
Sounds great. Thanks, guys.
All right, there's Casey Joyner from The Athletic. One thought every game. He's starting everybody, Pete. He wants to start everybody. He's going for it.
Yeah, he thinks that 2 seed is worth it. I don't see it.
Yeah, I'm resting everybody. I'm sitting everybody down. I would have sat him last week too, but that's just me. That's just my thought on the entirety of it all. All right, that was one thought every game. By the way, Casey Joyner is brought to you by BMW of Atlantic City, where your luxury BMW experience is closer than you think. Take advantage of exceptional savings and experience luxury today at BMW of Atlantic City in Egg Harbor Township. All right, we'll reset. Continue to wind down with the Birds. Get your texts in as well. New Year's is coming. We're, a day and 6 hours? Something like that?
Yeah.
All right, I can't do math. That's why I was a communications major. I can't do math whatsoever. All right, on the other side, we'll get to more of your texts. Give us your 2026 Philly Sports New Year's resolution. I want to hear from you. We got a couple of texts I do have to get to, but keep them coming before the end of the hour. The final Sports Bash of 2025 has about 38 minutes left. I can't do math. I don't know. On the other side, more of your texts. Nick Earnshaw filling in for Mike Gill right here on 97.3 ESPN.
Tomorrow, bowl season continues.
Get your taste buds all fired up.
First, Iowa faces Vanderbilt in the Relia Quest Bowl at noon Eastern. Then, it's Michigan, Texas in the Cheez-It Citrus Bowl.
Hey, you already know what it is, man. Don't take this opportunity for granted.
It's bowl season, and it continues tomorrow on ESPN Radio.
It's College Bowl season tomorrow afternoon on 97.3 ESPN.
Brought to you by First Bank of Sea Isle City.
Coverage begins at noon.
Hi, it's Pete from Chicky and Pete's. Looking for the best place to host your holiday party this season? Chickies offers a variety of party packages, catering, and on-the-go options. Your place or ours, take the stress out of the holidays with help from Chickies and Pete's.
You don't want to miss final year-end pricing. Now at RK Kia of Vineland. Brand new Kias, $199 a month. $199. Lease new 26 Kia K4 LXs from just $199 a month. $199 for 24 months. New front-wheel drive 26 Kia Sorento S, just $388 a month. $388. Final year-end pricing at RK Kia of Vineland. Need credit? We work with all types of credit situations. Plus, you get RK coverage, no charge. Ding repair, tire repair, wheel repair, windshield repair, and more. No charge. You don't want to miss final year-end pricing. Our lowest prices of the year. Brand new Kias, $199 a month. During the Kia Season of New Traditions sales event. RK Kia of Vineland. RK does it right. MyRKKia.com. MyRKKia.com.
To qualified buyers, plus tax and title. For details, call 856-641-1111 or myrkkia.com.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want to boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Turn things all the way up and find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy.
The Wildwood Fishing and Boating Expo is back at the Wildwoods Convention Center January 9th through the 11th. Check out 80,000 square feet of boats, tackle, gear, and accessories with 12 boat dealers and 100 vendors all under one roof. Free parking, free seminars, and free face painting for kids. Plus, they're giving away a free Yeti 65 cooler every day. Tickets are just $12 for adults, $5 for kids 6 to 13, and kids 5 and under are free. Visit fishingexpowildwood.com, the biggest little expo in New Jersey.
Contact Tax Relief Helpers for details and restrictions.
Hey, Max Relief here. Did you know your tax debt is growing every minute? Look, it just grew again. Penalties and interest are added every day to your debt, and the IRS will take aggressive actions to collect. To protect yourself from garnishments, levies, and liens, call Max from Tax Relief Helpers at 800-718-0153 or visit max.taxreliefhelpers.com. If you owe $10,000 or more in tax debt, our licensed tax professionals are ready to step in immediately. Tax Relief Helpers negotiates with the IRS to settle your debt for less. Call 800-718-0153 now. At Tax Relief Helpers, we start every case with a real conversation. Your tax debt is personal, and your solution should be too. The IRS isn't waiting. Every second matters. Visit max.taxreliefhelpers.com now or call 800-718-0153. When tax brings grief, call Max Relief.
For Max Relief, call Tax Relief Helpers.
Get your game on at the Fanatic Sportsbook in the gallery at Ocean Casino Resort. Go to Ocean Casino Resort. Go for the win. For more information, visit theoceanac.com.
This is the Town Square, New Jersey Info and Weather Network.
Progressive Insurance presents the Sports Flash on 97.3 ESPN. 76ers play in Memphis tonight. They'll meet the Grizzlies. Philadelphia is 16-14, while the Grizzlies 15-17. 76ers have lost 3 straight. Men's basketball action last night. Penn State a winner over North Carolina Central, 90-67. The final score, Caden Mingo, 19.6 steals. Penn State is 9-4. Rutgers a winner over Delaware State, 65-50. Dylan Grant had 18 points, 10 rebounds, and 3 steals. Rutgers is now 7-6. Flyers are back on the ice tonight in Vancouver as they take on the Canucks. The Flyers are coming off of a loss in Seattle the last time out. Bundle auto and home, renters or condo, and save with Progressive. I'm John Thayer on 97.3 ESPN.
Hey man, thanks for coming so fast. I couldn't get anyone else to pick up.
Yeah, it's been a busy week. I'm not complaining though. Business is way up lately.
Wow, good for you. I've been trying to grow my accounting practice, but it's been pretty slow.
Yeah, I was in the same boat last year. What really helped me was checking out this site, mylocalcustomers.com.
Never heard of it.
Well, most people haven't. It gives you a look at how many people in town are searching for what you do, and it also provides a plan to help them actually find you.
Like online?
Exactly. It's eye-opening, and it only takes a couple minutes to get started.
Huh, well, you fixed my sink. Maybe you just fixed my business too.
Want to know how many people in your area are searching for your type of business? Start with a local customer analysis at mylocalcustomers.com. It's quick, it's easy, and it's free. Go to mylocalcustomers.com today.
That's mylocalcustomers.com. mylocalcustomers.com.
From the Town Square, New Jersey Info and Weather Network, I'm Chris Coleman. It looks like we'll be wrapping up 2025 and heading into the new year with several days of quiet weather. For tonight, it'll be breezy under partly cloudy skies. We'll go down to 23. A mix of sun and clouds tomorrow with a high of 37. Fair skies for your New Year's Eve festivities tomorrow night, down to 24. And for the first day of 2026 on Thursday, sunny and 33. Get your forecast anytime for wherever you are. Download our free app today.
Tired of high energy bills? New Jersey Board of Public Utilities is here to help. Learn how you can save money with community solar, especially if you rent. Visit nj.gov/BPU and start saving today.
We have the perfect solution for sitting in traffic.
You come with me.
The Sports Bash with Mike Gill on 97.3 ESPN and the 97.3 ESPN free mobile app.
All right, welcome back. Nick Earnshaw filling in for Mike Gill on the Sports Bash. We are live inside Chickies and Pete's at the Tropicana, Atlantic City. And by the way, Josh, outstanding on the returns. This is like all my music. PG, none of your guys boomer music, Gen X, whatever you guys are, whatever you consider. Millennials. I know Josh considers himself a millennial, I think. X? I don't know.
Yeah, these are all TikTok.
No, this is SoundCloud era.
This is Migos from like 10 years ago.
Walk It Like I Talk It.
Oh, I know that song. I know
featuring
Migos.
Drake. You're a big Migos guy.
Well, I know, like I could point them out if they were playing on the radio, not their instrumental.
I met
beat,
the Migos.
Did you?
I met the Migos at the Cherry Hill Mall when I was a senior in high school. I'll pull up that picture. I'll pull it up.
What were they doing at the Cherry Hill Mall?
I think they had a concert around that time.
Okay.
They probably
doing
promoted
autographs.
something.
Oh, they were just shopping.
They used to do a lot of public appearances,
Yeah.
like to promote their concerts. That was like their shtick for a while.
Yeah.
Like, they would show up random places to be like, "Hey, come out and see us."
Yep. I met the Migos. Takeoff. Rest in peace. Quavo. Offset. Met all three of them. I'll get the picture up at some point before the end of the show. I'll put it up on the stream.
Now, which is a better meet? Is it Nick hanging out and meeting the Migos, or me years ago hanging out and meeting the Usos?
Oh, the Usos just won the championship last night.
Yes, they did.
Tag team champions.
How about that?
And how about Nikki Bella last night wearing Kelly Green colors on her ring gear?
Hey, she's been a diehard Eagles fan for a while, so I got to give her credit.
She's starting to fuel those rumors with Cooper DeJean.
Fueling them hot and heavy, to say the least. All right. 5 p.m. hour of the Sports Bash is brought to you by Jersey Cow. It's a year-long thing in Northfield, Absecon, and Brigantine. The best ice cream is at the Jersey Cow. I remember when you guys you were making fun of me for not being there. I had all that free ice cream. I was very jealous.
You must have been sick that day.
No, I did the Nuggets that day. I was at one of my other 19 million drops.
Yeah.
All right. Let's not get ahead of yourself, Pete. I'm getting overlooked for my sick days today, all right? All right? 609-403-0973. I do want to kind of look at the playoff picture before I read a couple of texts here. In both the NFC as well as the AFC, and just look at where everything stands as of right now. Who's in, who's out, is sponsored by Jenkins & Sons Plumbing and Heating. For HVAC plumbing or drain cleaning, call 609-641-6262 or visit jenkinsandsons.com. Right now, looking in the AFC, Denver is the 1 seed, Patriots 2, Jacksonville 3, Pittsburgh holding the 4 spot if they can win the division against Baltimore, Houston at 5, Los Angeles Chargers 6, Buffalo Bills at the 7 spot. So that's the AFC. If you look at the NFC side right now, you have Seattle leading everything at the moment in the NFC. Chicago 2, Eagles sitting at 3, Carolina sitting in the 4 spot, depending on what happens next week in Week 18. And then 5, San Francisco, Rams at 6, and Green Bay at 7. That's who's in, who's out.
Real quick on those scenario, the brackets. So New England and Buffalo, first round, that's what we're going to get?
Ooh, strong.
Perhaps,
yeah.
That would be awesome. Drake May, the new era.
That's a hell of a game to start off
the Pats.
playoffs.
New era of the Pats.
That's got to be
awesome.
the game of the weekend, right? No matter who's playing who.
I think so. Is that a night game? Is that a night game?
So just to run down really quick, couple things. One, so right now there's only 2 teams that have a shot at the number 1 seed. It's the Broncos and the Pats. So keep that in mind. So obviously there is a scenario where it could be Pats versus Bills, or it could be Broncos versus Bills. Remember, Broncos-Bills rematch of last year's matchup.
Where Broncos got absolutely destroyed.
Annihilated. But that game was in Buffalo. This time round, it'd be in Denver.
Fair. There it is.
True.
All right. I want to get some of these texts. 609-403-0973.
All the texts.
Oh, we got tons of them. The text board has been lighting up the past 2 days. I absolutely love it. I love hearing from the peeps out there. And we'll start with Andrew and Summers' point. New Year's sports resolution, not to use relief pitchers like quick draw. One time, let your starters hang in there a little bit longer. How about this? Get a comfortable lead for the Eagles in the first half and sit all the starters in the second half. It will be no difference than what the offense did last week against the Bills in the second half. All right, a lot to unpack from Andrew and Summers. We appreciate you chiming in, Andrew. I think that's a little shot at Rob Thompson for his resolution, letting the pitchers hang in there a little bit, not pulling them as quick. I feel like it's a general one, but it's also a little shot.
It is going to be interesting to see how he manages his bullpen with a Duran all year long. He has Alvarado all year long. He has a new toy in Keller all year long. It's going to be interesting to see how this bullpen takes shape as the season goes along.
Yeah,
right?
and it's not as strong as a starting rotation as you think, right?
So he's going to maybe lean on his bullpen.
Yeah, I think you're going to see more bullpen.
Yeah.
More Taiwan Walker?
Yeah, more Taiwan, my guy. That's Mike Gill's favorite player, Taiwan Walker. Going to get more starts out of him. All right.
He's going to get more starts out of him this
Brandon in Dennisville. I agree with one of the previous texters. The 2 seed would be a Christmas miracle, but so would winning on the road twice with this clunky offense. I'd play all the starters who aren't dealing with injury, hope the Lions win, and number 1 seed loses in divisional round, so we are hosting the NFC Championship game. Otherwise, I don't see a deep run this year. Brandon, down on the Birds.
I mean, like we talked about earlier, I think the Birds can go into any venue and win, especially the divisional round at Soldier Field. I'm not scared of that place. I'm not scared of Caleb Williams. So that's the game for me. If they win that game, anything's possible.
By the way, I believe this is Jeff in Ocean City. He stopped by. He said
Did he?
hello. Yeah, you missed it.
Oh, man.
He said he stopped by. I looked up, and he was right there. I don't know if he's still here, but shout out to Jeff in Ocean City. He texted in also when we were talking during the Nuggets segment. He's like, I still like the old broadcasters, familiar voice. We need the 2 seed, rest nobody.
So he is a fan of Al Michaels doing the Thursday games.
Yeah.
He wants Al Michaels to call the Eagles playing all their starters on Sunday.
Yeah. That would be ideal for Jeff. To say the least. Al Michaels, all-time legend, one of my favorite broadcasters of all
he's
time.
an OG. Yeah.
He's just lost a step, a couple of them. But Josh is right in the sense he does not care anymore. He does not care. He lets it loose on the prime broadcast.
It's just a misjudge. It's just not a good thing for him to call that 93-yard touchdown to Bijan Robinson.
Well, that and
would have been a good
also,
call.
can we just be honest?
It would have been an injustice to Bijan.
This whole idea of Kirk Herbstreit being the color guy, can we just admit that it's been a failed experiment?
I would prefer him on college.
Yeah, I'm ready to admit that.
Like,
I
to
would prefer him
me,
on college,
like you're telling me one of the random NFL players who are on the set for that thing can't do a better job than Kirk Herbstreit?
Do you understand the premise of why they hired him? He's a college guy.
I know.
They talk about the college guys in the NFL. Yada
Yeah,
yada.
they were trying to do the whole crossover appeal.
Yeah.
All that stuff. To me, you could have hired a former NFL player, so a crossover appeal.
Is he the problem, or is Al Michaels the problem? If you put a better play-by-play a la Chris Fowler with Herbie, maybe he's a little better. No,
listen, I like Kirk Herbstreit a lot. I learned a lot about him when I read his biography. He obviously has got a lot of depth to his background when it comes to the college game.
Yep.
But that's his strength. It's like.
It is.
You're not going to ask somebody whose strength is one sport to go to another. You know what I mean?
Right.
I just don't think it's fair to ask him to be something he's not.
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah, I get that.
I hear you. I think I would prefer just Kirk stay on the college side of things. Could have got it. You could get any other NFL guy in there with Al Michaels, but listen, the streaming thing. I mean, the amount of money we got to pay. To watch all these games,
Don't
and you got to
remind
go
me.
in and out of the stream and to go back. It's becoming a nuisance, and I still have to pay $11 for HBO Max, which I'm still not happy about.
There's a playoff game on Prime, right, this year? That's happening?
Yeah. Is there one on Netflix? Is there one on Netflix, too?
Let me double check that.
Yeah,
I don't know if it's Prime.
Yeah, check
I
on
know
that,
Prime
Josh.
has one.
check on that. I'll read a couple more texts. Johnny G, Johnny Griner, go Birds. Mike who? Great job filling in for MG Nicky Earnshaw. I appreciate that, Johnny G. My resolution is for the Phillies to bring their bats to the playoffs. Sixers cut Paul George and Joel Embiid. Eagles beat Washington and get the 2 seed. For me, quit cigars. Happy New Year, Nick, Pete G, and Josh. Johnny G chiming in there.
Quit cigars. See, that's a good resolution, a personal goal that you want to, get better at.
That's really my only vice. I'll do cigars on the golf course. My only vice there. Enjoy some cigars on the golf course.
I mean, that's a perfect place to do it.
Yeah, I enjoy them. So.
I've never smoked anything in my life.
There you go, Josh. Clean there. Clean Josh.
Yes, your body is your temple, Josh.
It is. It is. And by the way, Josh, I am trying to eat better. My resolution is I'm trying to eat better in the new year. Josh has helped me out with that.
I'm trying. I'm trying.
He's trying. He's getting me better. I had McDonald's last night, but
I can't help
that. Come
Yeah.
on. Well, it's
I
not
was
January
starving.
1st yet.
I was starving. I was hungry.
Yes, you still got 2 more days to eat McDonald's and Big Macs.
It's not the New
Wendy's.
Year yet.
Yes.
So really quick,
Well,
Prime.
and you got crab fries to go.
I did.
That's not good either.
No, we're getting it all in before the new year.
Yeah, truth be told, Josh, you got a cheesesteak and crab fries to go. It's sitting right there next to it.
Oh, right here. It smells so good, too.
Listen, I always tell people, as a former full-time personal trainer and nutritionist, I used to tell people all the time, I can only point you to water. I can't make you drink it.
Yeah.
It's still 2025.
Yes.
I'm getting it all in.
Kevin Patullo, I can only call the play. I can't run the routes and throw the ball for you. Yeah.
I think most of us would agree that any of us would be better than Kevin Patullo at calling plays at this point.
It's ridiculous. I mean, seriously. At this point, I mean, it is what it is. All right, Josh, you found out what we got to pay for.
Yeah, so
watch.
So the way it works is, for the NFL wild card round, there will be 1 game on Prime. There will be 1 game on NBC/Peacock. You have the Monday night game on ESPN, ABC, and all their 20 million platforms.
Okay.
And probably the Manning cast, right?
Yep.
And the Manning cast, right? That's all on the channels. And then the other games will be on CBS and Fox. That's the
not
wild
bad.
card weekend.
So only one streaming platform.
So actually, the best case scenario, if you're an Eagles fan, is if the Eagles game ends up on Prime, because then it'll be on the local channel.
It'll be on a local
And now
affiliate.
all the
Yeah.
games will be on the
Right.
local channel for you.
Now, the Prime game, is that a Saturday night game?
So
Do
it
we know
doesn't
the times?
actually delineate which game it's
Good
going
word.
to be. But my working assumption is based on years past. It's usually been the Saturday night game.
Right,
in
'cause
years
the-
past.
Yes.
Monday Night Football, they always get a wild
ESPN.
card game.
Yeah.
Right, and then the NBC Peacock is the Sunday night game.
Right, correct. So,
Which, I mean, if the Eagles wind up playing on Monday night, that would be awful for me.
bad.
I got to wait
can't
all
s-
weekend.
It's all about
I
you,
know.
Pete.
You know.
Yeah.
I don't want it to be a
Be the
Monday night
consumer.
game either.
Right?
I want a Saturday or a Sunday during the day. All right,
Yeah.
during the day, where I can chillax. I can have my crab fries from Chickies and Pete's. I get to cheat.
If the Eagles wind up playing the Rams, I don't envision that game on a Monday night, right? They would want that.
Listen, I was saying earlier today that my working theory is that because the Eagles right now, they're pretty much locked to play one of 3 teams. The Rams, the 49ers, or the Packers.
Right.
My working assumption is that's going to be the Saturday night game or the Sunday 4:25.
I'll
Yeah,
even take
I
the
agree.
Saturday night game. I'll take the Saturday night because I can
Because-
slip in on Sunday.
Because my thinking is that they usually stick the teams that like people care the least about as like the first game on Saturday, and then like the kind of like the shrug game on Monday night.
Like, usually Tampa gets that Monday night
Yeah,
slot,
that
right?
sounds like a Tampa Bay game. All right, one more text before we get out of here. Paul from Millville chiming in. My Philly sports resolution, let JT walk and re-sign Ranger. Do not be like Howie, who let Becton walk for a bum like Steen. Ranger is the glue of the rotation. If he is not re-signed, the Phillies will pay a dear price for letting him walk. Should they prioritize Ranger right now?
I mean, I said it before. It's going to be hard to see that guy walk away from this team and what he's done in the postseason. It's going to be hard to see that guy just go to another team. But, I mean, I understand why they wouldn't bring him back. It's just going to be hard to see him go somewhere else.
I know, and listen, Scott Boras has his agent now.
Yeah.
We know Scotty's going to want all the years and all the money, the AAV. Yeah.
But
Scott,
his postseason, I mean, he's been a warrior.
He's been electric. And with the way the rotation's looking right now, and, it's going to take a while. We see how these free agents kind of wait to sign in Major League Baseball, which is awful, by the way. It needs to change. You look at the Phillies, you're like, do you bring back Ranger? I mean, do you spend your money in that sense? I think they need a bat, but, man, you can never have too much pitching, and the way the rotation's looking, there's so many question marks. It's like Sanchez, Luzardo. After that, I'm like, I don't know, man. I don't know if that's good enough right now, and you don't know what Zach Wheeler is going to be.
I think the majority of the fan base would want to see Ranger Suarez back here. They understand why he wouldn't be, just because of the boards factor and the depth there. But
can I just say that's also a horrible analogy, because the reason why they let Becton walk is because Becton was a one-hit wonder, okay? Becton, his entire career, was an penalty-plagued individual.
Tackle, too.
It was a tackle that got moved to guard.
Yes.
Steen was a guy that they drafted with the intention of being the guard, but then Becton stole the job. And then remember, Becton got paid a stupid amount of money by the Chargers, and he's injured again.
Laying down the law.
If you put Becton at right guard again this year,
he'd be injured.
You think he would be injured and Saquon would still have the same problems running the ball?
The problem with Saquon is not Becton. That's a misnomer. It's the fact that the offensive line as a whole is not executing.
It hasn't executed.
They are not leveraging off their blocks.
Are they not executing because they don't have the same guys? They're
also hurt.
Well,
Cam Jurgens, I think, is still hurt.
Yeah.
Dickerson's been hurt this year. Johnson's been out.
The
They've been
injuries are
banged
part
up,
of
too.
it.
That's part of the problem here.
But the other part
also,
of
Mailata's struggled. He has
Mailata's
struggled.
having a bad year.
Yes.
And listen, when people – I always go by this, guys, really quick. When I hear people from different networks all saying the same thing,
yep.
When I hear like a Brian Baldinger on NFL Network, and I hear a guy like Damian Woody on ESPN, and I hear a guy like Greg Cosell from NFL Films, and then I hear a guy like, what's his name, LaShawn McCoy on Fox Sports. If they're all telling me the same thing, that the Eagles' offensive line is not playing fundamental football, and they're doing a bad job at attacking blocks, maybe that's the problem.
Yeah.
It's not Becton.
It's not Becton. Becton is not the core issue of the Eagles' offensive line issues at this point. All right, on the other side, we'll read a couple more texts before we get out of here. Only a couple more minutes left in the final Sports Bash of 2025. That's a nugget for you. Couple more minutes here. Nick Earnshaw filling in for Mike Gill. Pete G on-site producing, heading back at the studio, doing a great job as always. We'll wrap it up here from Chickies and Pete's inside the Tropicana, Atlantic City. You're listening to 97.3 ESPN.
This is the radio home for Philadelphia Eagles football. The Eagles finish the 2025 regular season this Sunday, hosting their NFC East rivals, the Washington Commanders.
Takes the snap. He's looking. He fires the football, and it's intercepted. It's intercepted by the team.
Pre-game coverage starts at 3 p.m. with Merrill Reese and Mike Quick calling all the action starting at 4:25. This is where the Eagles play. 97.3 ESPN, South Jersey's Eagles station.
Hey, it's Pete from Chickie and Pete's. This holiday season, buy a $50 Chickie and Pete's gift card and get a $10 Chickies bonus card. Check our socials for double bonus days. The gift that always fits and always gets returned. Gift cards from Chickies and Pete's.
When adventure is calling, turn to the experts at Whitehorse RV Center. For over 50 years, families and adventurers have trusted Whitehorse RV to find industry-top brands and the floor plans that fit every lifestyle. From travel trailers with bunk beds and outside kitchens to motorhomes and destination trailers. Whether you're hitting the open road or planning a local campground getaway, it's about experience, selection, and people who care. See why generations have answered the call with Whitehorse RV Center, because your RV adventure starts here.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think it could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
I was feeling the same way. After 40, the body has less testosterone, and men lose their edge. That's why I take Nugenix Total T2.
That's the testosterone booster, right?
Yes, but Total T2 is their brand new formula that skyrockets nitric oxide levels in as little as 3 hours. Since I started taking it, I've been lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. My energy is way up, and it even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles?
Yep, just send a text.
Text
Text METER to 321-321 for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T2, the next generation testosterone booster. Text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text METER to 321-321. That's METER to 321-321.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Looking to lower your energy bills and boost home comfort? South Jersey Gas has you covered with a no-cost in-home, whole-home energy assessment. Our energy expert will review your home's energy efficiency and provide a personalized report of energy-saving improvements. Plus, you may also receive energy-efficient upgrades like faucet aerators, smart power strips, and LED light bulbs at no cost to you. Don't wait to save money and energy. Schedule your whole-home energy assessment today at sjgsaveenergy.com or call 201-690-7897 today.
Storybook Land is filled with fun, wonder and adventure for everyone. Childhood memories are a part of our plan. Create your own story at Storybook Land. Your favorite rhymes and stories come alive. Feel the excitement of terrific rides. Visit us once and you're a lifelong fan. Create your own story at Storybook Land.
Storybook Land, Black Horse Pike, Egg Harbor Township.
Getting more as a MyLowe's Pro Rewards member is easier than ever with the Lowe's app. Download it today and earn 500 points the first time you log in. Plus, your digital wallet helps you scan, save, earn, and access what you need to manage it all in one place. Download the Lowe's app and take advantage of your Pro benefits today. Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid 12/1/25 through 1/7/26. Offer valid for first login per organization only. Loyalty program subject to terms and conditions. Additional restrictions apply. Visit Lowe's.com/terms for more details. Subject to change.
With GMF financing, to qualify buyers excludes Traverse and Corvette, excludes prior sales.
If you're looking for a new or pre-owned vehicle, get to Bennett Chevrolet now during our year-end blowout and save up to 20% off that new vehicle you've been dreaming of. Yes, Bennett is selling new vehicles at true GM supplier employee prices. Plus, you keep all the rebates, saving you as much as 20% off any new vehicle purchase. And with Bennett's available 0% financing, you'll save even more. Looking for pre-owned? Bennett's got a great selection, and we'll give you a minimum $10,000, no matter how bad your trade-in's condition. Yep, I said a minimum 10 grand for any piece of junk you bring us, however you bring it. Imagine how much more Bennett pays for good trades. And whether you're looking for new or pre-owned, there's never any hassles, never any haggles, and never any sales pressure, because our sales staff is paid based on your satisfaction, not how much you spend. Together, let's drive. Bennett Chevy, Egg Harbor Township, and BennettChevy.com.
Sal Vulcano, Everything's Fine Tour. One hilarious night of brand new stand-up material from Sal Vulcano.
Don't lie to me. Tell me the truth about Thunder. Did you tell me it's God bowling? I took that information to school. I got my ass handed to me.
Sal Vulcano live. Saturday, February 28th, Ovation Hall and Ocean Casino Resort. From Impractical Jokers and the Hey Babe and Taste Buds podcast, it's Sal Vulcano. On sale Friday, August 29th at 10 a.m. at theoceanac.com.
You're listening to The Sports Bash with Mike Gill on 97.3 ESPN and the free mobile app.
Welcome back in the Sports Bash. Oh, little Travis Scott. Fiend. Great job by hanging with Henning back there. Nick Earnshaw filling in for Mike Gill alongside Cheap Seats Pete on-site producing. I was trying to find the Migos picture. I can't find it. It's somewhere in these files. I have too many pictures, too many to get to, because I want to get to your text. I'll try and find it at some point. Maybe next week for the Nuggets, I'll find the picture. We'll put it up. By the way, I want to get to Joey D and VC. He's chiming in. He said, you guys are the three amigos. Great show, fellas. 2C would be great, but just win with the defense and just enough on offense. Give me the guy who just called the Eagles Super Bowl the Dagger.
Well, if you want to add it to the StreamYard, I did find my picture. So.
Oh, let's see. I'll add it in there. Josh found his.
Of him and Migos?
No, he didn't meet the Migos. Oh. There it is.
Oh, the Usos.
The Usos.
Jimmy and Jay. Day one-ish.
Now, what year was that, Henning?
That was 2018.
Wow, so coming up in about a day, that will be 8 years ago.
You see, I'm physically shorter than them, but I'm width-wise the same shoulder width.
That's great. All right, Tom from the Villas chiming in. Listening to Tom Brady talk about Josh Allen was like listening to Collinsworth talk about Tom Brady.
Or
Mahomes.
Mahomes,
yeah. Mahomes was more the comp there.
I like Brady. I thought he did a great job on
He's
Sunday.
been much better.
He's been great this year.
Much better this year.
I mean, he's Tom freaking Brady.
He's improved.
He has improved a lot.
You know who beat that guy? A guy whose number is still not retired.
Here we go.
Just saying.
One more shot in before the end of the year.
Had to do it one more before the end of the year.
You want Philly?
Oh. That was a great job by you, Pete. Well, that's going to wrap it up pretty much for us here on the Sports Bash. I want to thank Josh Henning for everything he does back at the studio with another phenomenal year. You can always listen to him. Hanging with Henning, 12 to 3 on Saturdays. Cheap Seats Pete. That nickname started in 2025. We got that going here heading into 2026 as well. We'll be up in the cheap seats, hopefully at Radio Row. Pete G, appreciate you as always.
We'll be there. Thank
Absolutely.
You, sir.
All right. And I want to thank all the listeners who tuned in to the Sports Bash on behalf of Mike Gill throughout the 2025 year, as well as who tuned in to us filling in for Mike today, yesterday, and last week. The final Sports Bash of 2025. Could we see another Super Bowl heading into 2026? Well, it remains to be seen. Thank you, everyone who tuned in on the text board and all of it. Thank you. Have a happy New Year. See you.
It's Flyers